Alrighty. So I'm not gonna play any fancy song or do anything special, but I'm trying to kind of how do I say it? I guess branch off and do my own thing. Um, you know, when I feel like it. And I can't always, Mo does streams and I can't always say what I want because the panel gets open and then it's crazy, and I'm not gonna yell over multiple people. I'm just not gonna do it. So as I continue to probably just upload, the videos of my dog or um the few things that I decide, whatever it may be. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Anyway, so he did a stream tonight, and it was something about chaos in 2020. I'm not exactly sure. And a couple other people I noticed today were focused on this stimulus thing, which really had me triggered because I just couldn't believe all the money that was going out. Now I hate to use to other countries, excuse me. I hate to use let's see, media as sources per se, but I'm just frustrated, and bear with me because I'm gonna share the screen. And I want to look at this one thing, and I know people, I hate to say it, I don't like it either when it comes to CNN. But some of these things, I should have pulled the actual stimulus package information up, but it does have the information from it. And some of the things on here are unbelievable. First, let me say the $600, that's bullshit. They can shove it up their ass. Not to say that I couldn't, I think everybody could use it, but that's frustrating. What is that to somebody? I mean, in New York, what is that to somebody in Los Angeles? That's nothing. That's not even rent. It's barely a percentage. So, it was just interesting to me as I looked through it. Um, you know, the people that actually get this money. But there's a couple other things that I wanted to show. Contractors get something on here. Okay, so the protections against the foreclosures and evictions. Yeah, I definitely understand that. But then again, I've talked to people who are, own property, and they got to do what they got to do. I get it. I mean, that's the first thing that I pay. I don't fret on my rent at all. I pay it, period. So, and if you're wondering, hey John, hey Joker, thanks for stopping by. If you're wondering why my title is saying shit show, is because what happened on Moles. I guess we didn't even get to this part, and this was kind of, I think we might have ran past it real quick, but I wanted to just go in a little bit further. I'm not a political guru, everybody knows that, but I try, and I've been trying to pay attention more. So I apologize if this is boring. And like I said, just bear with me because I'm new to this. And anyway, so 25 million for the Kennedy Center. Yeah, that's a problem because I think even Trump said it. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna play that little clip. I seen it. Maybe Uber guy did it or something, but I was so happy he said it. But then to see what Pelosi tweeted is kind of interesting too. So, more funding for food assistance. Now, this is the other one that I'm kind of interested in. Evacuations of Americans. Why do we need $324 million for evacuation expenses? I don't really, I mean, okay, 13,500 Americans seeking assistance abroad. I mean, that just seems insane to me. I don't get that. Maybe somebody else can explain that better, but I don't understand why we need 324 million for evacuation of Americans. It just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I just don't get it, but I mean, there's a bunch of things on here, but the point is that we need the fucking money. The main thing for me was that the other countries, I had it somewhere on here, the list of the other countries that were getting billions and billions, that shit irks the fuck out of me. You know, how can you be illegal and get a bunch of money either? I'm just super frustrated by that. But when I did see, let's go over here. I don't know if let me go back to make sure that I did this correctly because I want to see. It looks different on here. I'm sorry, guys. If we do it on the other StreamYard, it is completely different. So I apologize. But this was just weird.
They were only given
I
a
listened to
deduction
this earlier, so
for
let me go back. And I know you guys have probably heard this, but it moved me.
Democrats cruelly blocked COVID relief legislation in an effort to advance their extreme left-wing agenda and influence the election. Then, a few months ago, Congress started negotiations on a new package to get urgently needed help to the American people. It's taken forever. However, the bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated. It really is a disgrace. For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity, it's called the COVID Relief Bill, but it has almost nothing to do with COVID. This bill contains $85.5 million for assistance to Cambodia, $134 million to Burma, $1.3 billion for Egypt and the Egyptian military, which will go out and buy almost exclusively Russian military equipment, $25 million for democracy and gender programs in Pakistan, $505 million to Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama. $40 million for the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., which is not even open for business. $1 billion for the Smithsonian, and an additional $154 million for the National Gallery of Art. Likewise, these facilities are essentially not open. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico, a provision to promote the breeding of fish in federal hatcheries, $3 million in poultry production technology, $2 million to research the impact of down trees, $566 million for construction projects at the FBI. The bill also allows stimulus checks for the family members of illegal aliens, allowing them to get up to $1,800 each. This is far more than the Americans are given. Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments. And not enough money is given to small businesses, and in particular restaurants, whose owners have suffered so grievously. They were only given a deduction for others to use in business their restaurant for 2 years. This 2-year period must be withdrawn, which will allow the owners to obtain financing and get their restaurants back in condition. Congress can terminate it at a much later date, but 2 years is not acceptable. It's not enough. Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests, while sending the bare minimum to the American people who need it. It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault, not their fault. I'm asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation and to send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and maybe that administration will be me, and we will get it done. Thank you very much.
That was great when I heard that, but let me go back here. Now, let me see this. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm looking at. I might have to share this separately. Hold on, let me go back here. Yeah, I think I have to do this separate. Okay, here we go, right here. Okay, so then I see this response. Republicans repeatedly refused to say what the amount the president wanted for direct checks. At last, the president has agreed to $2,000. Democrats are ready to bring this to the floor this week by unanimous consent. Let's do it. Okay. So, if she said that, I imagine maybe one of you guys can tell me if she agreed to that or not. I mean, yeah, it looks good right here, but is that really going to happen? I mean, I suppose I could have just played it from here. Let's see. So I don't know if maybe this was a speech she gave, but I didn't know until, later on this evening that she apparently had tweeted and agreed to $2,000. So can anybody confirm that? Like I said, yeah, it looks good right here. But if that's going to be an actual thing, I don't know. And excuse the snoring in the background. You probably can hear that. It's so fucking loud. I'm going to move my shit out to the couch. Oh my God. So, okay. Yeah, see, you see you don't trust her. That's, like I said, it looks good. It sounds good. Like, okay, let's do it. But let's see if that really happens. I don't understand why boatloads of money is Like, I know it's $600, but why is she tweeting this? The president has agreed to 2,000 and that they're ready. Let's do it. I don't know. I think that, it's a double-edged sword. In a way, I was like, they really should did it for Christmas so people could have, presents. But then again, I'm like, wait a minute, no, they shouldn't have done it before Christmas because, kids need to understand too that, life is not gravy all the time. And why waste our money on Christmas presents if you don't have it? So I actually think it was a good idea to wait until after Christmas. So that's why I say it's a double-edged sword. But yeah, it is. It's not a lot of money, especially when you live in an expensive area. For some people, this actually wouldn't cover even $2,000 wouldn't cover 2 months of rent for me. So it would get close, but somebody in New York, I mean, yeah, maybe if they had a studio somewhere, but New York City, but that's not going to do much. Oh, if you were on the stream, you'd explain why this is a bad thing. I mean, I've seen other people, complaining that I heard Queen say, that, people behind us, our children, would have to pay this back. I get that money doesn't fall out of the sky and that we have a shit ton of debt as it is. And that's why I don't know why they were so adamant about getting this guy out when I actually think Trump was doing an excellent job, with taxing China and, getting better deals for us. Man, I wish I had the ambition to really look into civics to a further extent. But at this point, I just came to the conclusion that, and even when I spoke to my dad about this, I asked him his opinion. And he said that Trump will, this was just his opinion. He said that Trump will concede and we will go on with a different administration. I mean, that's just his opinion. But, I'm not too big on, the whole situation, period. But, and it's said, I know people will say, oh, just take your L and hold it, blah, blah, blah. It's not even that for me anymore. For me, I'm just at awe to realize what he exposed to me, which I already knew, but I just needed confirmation, is that they both sleep together. Two sides of the same coin, as John would say. And it's not for us. It's not about us. Yeah, Joker, I wish you did do panels or, come up so you could explain it. Because I don't really get it. I get that there's maybe a couple of options, like what is that called? I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna fuck the word all up if I say the Insurgent Act. I know that's happened a couple of times in history, but other than that, I don't know what else he could do. Oh, okay. I didn't know you offered to come up. Jeez. See, I told you, bear with me. I'm not good at this. I'm gonna do it more though in different things. Like I said, I wanted to talk about this tonight. Oh yeah, that's right. Happy birthday. Happy fucking birthday. That's I hope you have a great day. Hi BMT. I really like I said, I really wanted to talk about this, but every time to be bad. Every time we get on any topic, I swear to freaking God, it goes right to race. Like, fuck my life. I just can't, for some reason, I just can't avoid it. Let me stop screen sharing. If I even remember how. Ugh, I hate this computer, I really do. It will get super big. Fuck, I can't even get it to stop. Okay, there we go. See? PMT said, Kelly, give me your check. Fuck you. You got more money than me, motherfucker. Damn, come up, give me your check. Finally, the Joker saying the BMT don't go over. Actually, BMT is not racist. What the hell? Why do people think that? You're not. He's not. Maybe from tonight?
So I don't care. Like I said, these people don't watch me. They don't know me, Kelly. They don't ever watch. They only know me through just Mo's panel or Mo's show. Like I could care less. I could care less what they think. Like, but it's just like these people don't know. Like I said, they don't even come to the channels that me and you go to, and they think I'm the racist one. Shit, they haven't even seen the others, the dark side of YouTube. And they're a lot way worse than me.
Why is it getting so out of control, man? I'm like,
I don't care for the people. I don't care.
I
You know,
gotta step back because it's making me lose my mind. Not literally. But I don't like dissension. I don't like
I understand, but like I said, hey, I, they don't bother me. They don't bother me. So I speak up for people that don't get to speak. But this is why when we talk about working together, we're gonna have these issues. Like we're gonna have the issues, but they.
but you can't speak. But here's the thing though, BMT. I noticed one thing. A lot of people speak out of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where things go completely left.
I
Like,
agree.
yeah, it's a lot of emotion. It's like, oh, come on, man. Can we speak you know, like human? Oh my
I agree.
god. Joker finally came on a panel. This is like amazing. This never happens.
I I agree. These people don't know me. They don't contribute anything to my work or the stuff or the channels or the things or the networks or the stuff I built or the people that work under me or anything like that. They let them stick to y'all channels. Like I said, they don't come in my zones. They know that's literally I go to the true places.
That's tribalism. That's tribalism.
Okay, I mean that's tribalism.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
And here's my thing: if people have such a, if people, I would, if I had it my way, for the people that want to be separatists, I'm cool with it. Like, let's divvy up the states, and people can go on their merry way.
Well, Kelly, you see how that worked out for Native Americans. They separated and went to their little areas that the government gave to them, and what happened? What happened to my people? They were treated like shit. My people, Native Americans.
Oh, now, okay. So y'all did separatism.
Yes, and look at what happened to all of them.
Are you sure? I mean, when I go to Connecticut, I see casinos and they buying up a lot of stuff. So is it your group of people or is you speaking for the whole group?
You're talking about you're talking about the Navajo and the Ute.
Okay, so congratulations. That's
I'm Cherokee. I'm not Navajo or Ute.
So you should go talk to your people and say, hey, what are y'all gonna do with those funds that y'all are getting for the casino that y'all make quite a significant amount of money in Connecticut and Norwich and Hartford every night. So why don't y'all go talk to them? Because they're running hotels.
Do you actually think they own every single one of those hotels? Do you think they run them? Do you think they are the ones who are controlling the money outside of that area, the money transfers? Do you really think they control all of that? We have a government. You have to understand.
You sound pretty emotional,
the money
sir.
and the taxes.
You sound pretty emotional.
No, I understand fucking taxes and
you sound pretty emotional.
Money.
I mean, I came here to talk about a check and different other stuff.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, taxes or checks.
But hold up, see now, so
I think it's different for different. It's different for different tribes too. Like my neighbor would get a lot of money every 3 months, but then a distant relative did not get that money. So I really think it's who you're connected to.
Right. So that means
every Native American who gets the fucking casino money, dude. Right. That's where you get the information wrong.
So that's between your people. That's between
your people. It's not my people, dude. I'm a fucking American.
Okay, well, guess what? Hey, I wish I had that casino money. Kelly, you wish you had that casino money? Do you know what we would do with that casino money?
I did too. Well, I wish I did too.
But you that would be something you would have to go talk to your people.
But he can't though, because it's not his tribe. That's not his tribe.
Now, but hold up now. So that's not his tribe.
Right.
But that's Native American. That's a Native American in-house. That's a Native American. That's a Native American.
I'm American. I don't have a tribe. I am Cherokee by nature, but I'm American.
You're Cherokee, but then you keep saying Cherokee, but then you go back to I'm an American.
You say Afro-American, don't you? You're African-American?
I'm black? I'm Black American. I'm a Black American. Thank you.
All right. Well, you're American regardless. American's in your fucking name, what you are.
Okay, right.
That settles it right there. You're fucking American. That's it. That's the end of it. BMT, that's fucking easy right there. You're American. That's
screaming?
What this shit is.
You're just
screaming. I just ended it right there. Right. You're a fucking American.
Right.
You're American.
So pay me my due. So just pay me my due and then let us sort it out.
Why do you deserve a due? Why do you deserve a due?
Oh, either Red Summer. Red Summer. So, you know what that is?
I've heard about it, but I have not read the full.
Do you know what the Red Summer is? American? Do you know what the Red Summer was? American, speak up. Native American. Do you know what the Red Summer was?
No, you're kind of being a little bit vague on that one.
No. I'm not. Actually, that's a point in history, in American history. Why don't you know about the Red Summer?
Are you talking about the West Coast when the war started?
No, not the West Coast. The Red Summer. In American history.
I know the war started in the West Coast.
The war? What war?
Wars. WARS.
Right.
As in more than one.
Right there. So hold on. So right there, that means some people don't know jack shit about what happened to the Black Americans in the U.S. around 1919. So we need y'all to go educate yourself. That was around the time when
because I'm a big dumbass.
No. You didn't know shit.
No, I want you to continue fucking belittling me.
You didn't know shit, so I get to educate you.
So you can belittle me. So you can educate me, teacher.
You are going to get that work. So 1919 was around the time
teacher.
When a lot of Americans were going around to Black-owned towns and areas and killing and tearing down and raiding for a whole year straight. Kelly, if you ever get a chance, go ahead and
Google it. I know. I'm looking at it right now, and
you see that's crazy, huh? That all throughout the whole year, that's all they did. would just go around and kill. Right now, so I don't even.
Do you also know the fact that Native Americans attacked first?
No, hold on. 1919.
No, this was in the 1800s when the war started.
No. Listen,
no. Don't tell me to hold the fuck on, motherfucker. In the 1800s, when Native Americans attacked first, they attacked because they were greedy.
Okay,
my people were fucking greedy.
Why are you coming up here talking about? Are you come up here to talk about Native American stuff? Like you were calling me racist, but now you're coming up here being belligerent on Kelly's panel. What is it?
No, I'm talking shit about my own people because my people were fucking greedy.
This is not your channel to talk your shit. We're trying to talk about the stimulus.
No, we're talking about truth.
No.
First of all, don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that bullshit. You're not talking about stimulus right now. You're going to 1919. You're not talking about stimulus checks, brother.
Well, we can't talk about the stimulus. So what are you trying to go on to?
Well, 1919, they weren't offering a stimulus check.
Confusion, man.
You can talk over me all you want. I don't give a fuck. In 1919, they weren't offering the stimulus check.
Well, guess what? I mean, 1919, they were killing people.
Yeah, well, they were in 1864 as well.
That's pretty much the fucking American way. Pretty much.
So let's
I'm not saying it's okay.
They kill motherfuckers in Chicago every day, and it's black on black crime. What's your fucking point?
Oh, so now they're black on black. They're not American crime. So it's not American now. It's black on black. You see how you just reversed that? You see how you just reversed that, you piece of shit? You see how you just reversed that? So quickly.
You call me a piece of shit.
You're right.
You can give me a chance to talk, or you can keep talking over me.
I did give you a piece of chance to talk, but now you don't like it.
Be an asshole. Talk over me and act like I don't fucking matter.
You don't matter. You're a piece of shit.
It's up to you. I don't give a fuck.
You're a piece of shit individual.
Whatever you want to say. Black on black crime is a whole lot worse than fucking black on white crime or white on black crime. Black on black crime is way worse than anybody else fucking killing each other.
It was black on black. It was black on black. Kelly,
20 million black babies killed in the last fucking 10 years.
Well, what do you Native Americans? All y'all have the money. All y'all do with y'all money is get drunk, rape your own women, shoot your own people. Y'all have the money and the power, and y'all still beg.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of fucking money.
Y'all don't even share the money with your own.
That's why you're sitting on the panel.
Y'all are the biggest failures in America right now. Like, you know how bad it is that y'all literally to this day, y'all still kill yourselves off.
Admit it. What you want? What you really want?
Y'all don't call yourself Native American. Y'all call
white people, so you can tell white people what they can and can't do. Admit it, motherfucker. Admit it.
You don't like it that somebody else.
Admit it.
You don't like it,
motherfucker. That's all you want.
How does it feel that everybody else is outdoing you?
You're not here to talk about a fucking stimulus check. What you was talking about, motherfucker.
You just came up here.
Ruined your own fucking comment.
How do you know?
Ruined it.
You don't got nothing. You don't really have nothing. I mean, shit. You really don't. You barely even got teeth.
I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing.
Go ahead.
Bring me that double negative, you dumb son of a bitch.
What'd you say, Kelly?
So how do we get here? I really didn't want to have to argue.
You wanted to talk about the fucking stimulus check.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, let's talk about that and stop talking about fucking color of skin.
Well, you kind of came up here to start talking about color. You were saying racist in the chat.
No, I didn't. You start talking about what is more important, taking care of black people or taking care of people.
Wait, hold on.
All across America.
Hold on. Okay.
Motherfucker, I'm American.
Okay,
so is Kelly, and so are you. Right, so I think I deserve the same thing as you and Kelly.
We go inside the chat. Are we going to see the word racist in there?
No.
Are we going to chat? Are we going to see that word racist in there from you?
I don't give a fuck what they say.
Right. So yeah, you got caught in a lie. So you're full of shit. So you can shut the fuck up now. Thank you.
Nowhere on the check is it going to talk
care
about
what they say. I'm not butthurt by fucking words.
Well, okay, but I'm not butthurt either. But you came up here when I came up here.
Yeah. Well, guess what,
motherfucker? You should have came up here when I was talking to Mo. We know you would have definitely got that work from us up there. But you didn't come up there. Your little punk ass stayed down there in the chat. See, I was clocking you.
This is the first time I've come up on a panel.
He doesn't even come on. He doesn't come on panels.
Okay. You know what, Kelly? I will fall back. I'm not gonna bother him at all. I'm gonna talk around him to you. on this panel tonight.
You're going to talk over me is what you're going to do.
No,
That's all you can do.
over each other. Let's just talk about how, okay, the
You want
different.
to talk about the goddamn stimulus check? Let's fucking talk about that. How
Yeah.
about that, motherfucker?
Lord. I'm not okay. So BMT, you're basically saying that you're okay with the $600 and you just want to get it. Is that what you're saying?
Probably it may get bumped up. It look like the ground base will be 600, but for the most part, it might start off at 600. We don't know right now. That's what it's saying they're going to probably do, but we don't know if they're going to be doing increments or not. I don't think everybody's just going to get straight up $600. I think it's going to be more, but I think the individual, because there was a lot of individual people who didn't get a check. Well, let's say you are a person with a household or you have responsibilities or a family, you probably will be getting more than $600. You should probably be getting more than that. So, all right.
I'll agree there because the last time that we had the stimulus check, my mother didn't get a check, and she is basically under my house. I got the $1,200 we got last time. And she did not get a check, but I got one, and she had no help whatsoever. And my mother has cancer, and she had no help whatsoever. And so it really didn't help out as much as you might think. It's no different than the 600 people are getting now. And they said there's going to be a difference, but there'd be a lower amount. But we didn't realize it'd be 600, which would be half the amount before. So I don't know if my mother's going to get that much, but they say with the families, it'll be 600 per parent, and then I think it's 200. I want to say it's 200 per child.
Okay, well, this is my problem. I think that the money now. I don't know if you guys seen earlier. BMT, you seen it because we were both in the same chat room. I know you saw it, and I know Joker saw it, but the money that goes to other countries is insane to me. I just don't, I can't get with that. I don't understand why. Why do we have to give not millions, billions?
Yeah, almost trillions. It's close to a trillion.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could look at it from the bright side and be like, well, 600 is better than nothing. But I think Trump is right when he says $2,000.
Well, no, actually, what I think is we need to open the fucking nation back up and say, stop fucking being such pussies about this shit. Here's the reason why, and this is my reasoning, and it's not just mine. It's several people who have seen this, and they understand politics, the debt of our nation. All right, whenever you make more money and hand it out to people, you increase the debt of the nation, our national debt, correct?
Right.
All right. Okay. Now, whenever the national debt goes up, do you know what that does to the value of our money?
Right. It goes down.
Right. So what you call the dollar tree will now become the fucking $10 tree because you're not going to buy anything cheap because our money will be worth less on the global market. So the more we get as civilians free, basically what we consider free, the less our dollar is worth across the entire planet. It is a global market.
But
you have to understand that.
Doesn't it go back into the economy for the most part?
Only if you're the type of person who buys only American.
So let me just let him talk. I don't want to cut nobody off.
Go ahead.
No, you're good, man.
So pretty much, if they don't want their check, don't get them a check. I would honestly have it so I would have people sign a thing saying that they don't want a check, they want to go back to work. Write them off. Just write them off. Don't give them no check. Don't give them no check. Don't give them no benefits. No nothing. Let their asses go back to work. Everybody else who still wants their check, you give them a check. Don't give them shit. Don't give them a nothing. Give them what they ask for. And
All right.
that's how. So when they don't want it, just let them go. Just let them go back to work and let them be in bliss. Now, however,
Why
what
can't
they're
you do both?
I have a problem
no,
with that though.
no. If there are people
You
that
have to
don't
hear
want
me
to,
out though. You
there
can't say
don't.
no and not hear me out.
Well, I let you talk. I never said anything. So I'm not saying anything to you. I'll let you talk. Okay. So if people don't want the check, that's their right. Don't give them the damn check. They can't have it. Don't I don't do we ain't doing both ways where they want the check, but then if you want the check, then you take the check. But then you're also going to have the stipulations of, hey, I would understand. Guess what? We're doing the vaccination, buddy. That vaccination most likely is going to be coming along that way. If you do
Oh,
want the check, if you don't want the check, but you want to go back to work, guess what? If your job mandates it, which literally is going to have it, where certain jobs or certain places, food or bars and stuff, they're going to have to deal with the mandation of the vaccine. And if they don't want to, I promise you, after they keep getting hit with those fines, they're going to be like, fuck that. But I promise you, a lot of them businesses are going to be asking for them PPE loans. So the people that don't want it, don't give it to them. But I promise you, I would literally have it set up.
A mandate is not a law. A mandate is not a law.
So if they don't want it, don't sweat them. But like I said, promise you, after you starve out for a while, I promise you, you'll be asking for that. People will ask for that money. They're gonna ask for that money. They're gonna ask for, hey, what's the government gonna do? Or they got to have supplements. So okay, cool. We have different areas.
So you believe in tyranny. So you
So
believe
we
in
have
tyranny.
different. So we have different areas of the world that the U.S. is contracted in, or literally have different ties of business, commerce, and trade from. So, and we have to pay that. When Trump, when Trump said he wasn't going to pay, mind you, when you look back down there with the United Nations, he said he wasn't going to pay certain areas. He did not pay. It's like when you're not paying your membership for certain stuff, then guess what? You get kicked out of those areas. Well, for us to have certain bases, that costs us money. If you're not paying for those things, guess what? Them people can come back and charge you and kick you out. So you don't have to pay if you don't want to. But I don't want to. We hear nothing when other
You don't have to pay shit, motherfucker. It's a mandate, not a law. It's not a law.
You notice, Kelly. I haven't cut him off. I let him talk. So I'm not sure if you don't know how to be respectful on panels. So if you literally have it where if you don't want it to be in that country, don't be in that country. Now, the military already set out a letter. You know what they're going to be doing? They're going to be releasing soldiers. That means soldiers are going to be out of the job. Now, if those soldiers are out of the job, Kelly, guess whose jobs are up for grab for those jobs? Them military people. The jobs are going to choose them first over the civilians.
You know how many soldiers we have?
So okay, so all right, I'll go ahead and let you. I'll go ahead and let you.
I'm confused. What do you mean? So they're giving up soldiers jobs? What do you mean?
Okay, so all right, let's say we have civilians working at Walmart, right? But they want a certain type of pay raise, right? Versus you have a soldier who's released from the military. That soldier is going to be offered that job before that civilian.
Okay, got it.
Yes, you understand me? There's actually majority of most jobs will offer a soldier or a veteran because mind you, they're going to be downsizing the military actually of next year. So when they do the great big downsizing, it's either going to the soldiers or it's going to the workers who are not working a higher job, but they're coming down to your level job. So that means all them other people, hey, I thought you need no, I did need you, but I have this one guy that can do your job and two other people's job. So I don't need you. I need him. I only have to pay him. And literally, I've already started doing that with my jobs and my companies. I've already started downsizing. So those people they need to either go to if mind you, unemployment is shrinking. So motherfuckers better hopefully they figure something out because guess what? The great shrinkage has happened. It's only the survival of the fittest.
They owe my son $8,000.
They do not hire military before they hire civilians. That is a straight up fucking lie. I guarantee you, because right now, I guarantee you, somebody can find a job before I can. And I'm a vet, and I have a whole bunch of friends who are vets. I'll give you my military number. I'm 106 36 856.
Why you make it sound like we're gonna look that up? Like I care to look that up.
I don't even know how.
Look it up. I don't give a shit.
I don't. I didn't even know what the hell that means.
I don't know how.
Like I'll go look it up. Like
Military number. It's like a fucking prison number, man.
But
Hell,
you're both look
whenever
at you're
we
both
come
vets.
home,
I see you.
huh?
when
What'd
we
you say,
come
Kelly?
home,
What'd you say,
You're
Kelly?
both vets. I don't want to see you guys arguing. You're both. Thank you for your service.
I'm not even arguing. I'm not even really even talking.
I know you're not. I'm just saying I don't like to see that, especially to think that you both did a very similar job. That kind of pains me because I know that's
when I stood by my brother, the people that I stood by, it wasn't the color of their skin that I protected. It was the fact that they were Americans and they stood with my country. And that's what he's forgetting. That's what we fucking fought for. And that's what I'm proud of.
Right.
PT
So,
was
huh?
What do you think about
I got
that?
nothing to say to them. I don't got nothing to say to them right now. I told you I don't got nothing to say. I told you I don't have nothing to say to them at all. Like when I cut
I don't
somebody,
hate you, man. I don't care if you're black or white or Native
when I cut
American or
somebody
fucking
off,
Chinese.
you get cut off from me. Like you get cut off from me. Thank you for your service, but you're cut off from me. I want you to understand that. So that's literally that. When you look down on my stuff, I said, okay, cool.
I haven't looked down on you yet.
Go your way now. So in
I
other
haven't
words,
looked down on you. I haven't looked down on you yet.
I've already sent plenty of veterans to jobs.
Yes, I know you're above me. You're above me.
Nobody's
you're above me.
So like I said,
you're
whatever
above
you say.
me. That's well established. You're above me. That's okay.
I'm not. Nobody's.
Let me ask this. So, does anybody think? I know John said I don't trust her, but if Nancy Pelosi put out that tweet nationally, doesn't she have to kind of somewhat honor that? I mean, that's going to be a bad look if she goes backwards on it.
It will be, and that's why she's trying to fight to hold her seat right now. That's why she's fighting to hold her seat. And that's why she also
said bitch has her seat, period.
And that's why they don't want to. She doesn't want to do a vote and for her to keep her seat. She wants to do it with do a normal vote. They wanted to do a mail in for Trump, but she doesn't want that for her. She's afraid that she may lose her job. And rightly so. So honestly, for the most part, again, there are a lot of soldiers that are going to be coming out. A lot of like I said, 2021. There's going to be a great deficit of people that are going to come out. That are going to come out and into some drastic shit. And so, hey, there will be stimuluses of stipulations. We've already talked about it. We already understand it. So.
The fucking goat is here.
Can he meant it? I don't hear anything.
Good evening, everybody. BMT, how are you doing, brother?
All right, I was about to go. Like, I came here to talk with Kelly, but after that, like I said, I'm just
looking to argue with me because he's trying to be a bitch.
No.
Hey, man, he's BMT. He's a good guy.
I probably would have snapped this guy.
I gotta fuck with BMT just like I do Mo.
Not this guy. This guy have seen some shit none of you have. Same shit I have seen.
Fuck you, motherfucker. We both have talked about the shit we saw.
You can fuck me later. That's fine.
All right. Well, go get your ass back in the truck.
How you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing good.
How is Maurice doing?
Oh, fuck. He's fucking passed out.
I thought he was like putting his picture there while he was drinking and all that fuckery was going on in the panel. And then I saw your post. You said, "Is Maurice like posed like a picture?" That's when I laughed.
All right, so
He
well,
was
so
amazed. It's amazing. I'm
so
sorry, BMT
no, you're
people.
good. You're good. You're good at none. It's good.
Remember when I told you one time you only get hurt by the nearest one to you?
Uh-huh.
Maybe you don't remember it, but
No, I do. No, I do. We talked about that. It was on case. It was on case, man. It was on case.
it's, that's the same thing happened to me. You always get hurt by your own kind. Always.
Right. And like I
It's
said,
true.
and people will see it soon enough, 2021, and I will sit there in the ring of fire and I will watch. That's
You
when
know,
y'all see. People will learn that when they start seeing screaming baby bellies growl late at night, and women don't have no strength to feed their babies, then I'll get to laugh. I'll get to laugh. You know
oh
what I'm saying?
no, oh no, I don't want to live through that.
Don't worry. You'll when you get to see that, then I wanna make sure y'all call me. Call me. That way I can at least say I told you so. So
BMT,
like,
that is disturbing to me. That almost makes my heart
no
stop.
no 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 no. But when you say when people say they do not want the government that you pay already to do a job.
Wait, I didn't say I don't want any
No, no,
government.
no, no. Okay, okay, you didn't say that. But when people say that, I don't think people understand
He's
your
speaking
government.
in general terms.
Right. So your
I,
government is
I think you mean
your, gov-
limited government.
so
Limited
so
government.
your government is set up to serve the people. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Your government is set up to serve the people. Any other country knows that, hey, you guys are set up to serve us. You guys are set up to distribute the medicine, distribute aid, make sure our schools and all our stuff. You pay into that system because understand it. Every area is not equal. Every area is not equal with finances. Guess what? South Carolina, North Carolina doesn't make the same amount of money as California. But however, you have an equalizer called the government, regardless
That's
of
why.
whatever.
That's why every
Regardless.
state has their ability to make their own laws.
Okay, okay.
Man,
It's
why
not,
you jumping on? Let him finish
so
his point
you
of
can
view.
make so when it
I
comes
understand, but I want to make that
so
point clear.
so when it comes to that, so if one school, okay, we only make about in this area about probably at least about $500,000, but another school makes at least about $10 million. Should the children in both areas should they get the same education, or whoever pays a certain amount, that's how much education they should get? Because honestly, that's what y'all asking for. Y'all start playing by that, then
But that's
literally
kind of
it's
happening, BMT. That happened to me.
I got a question. What is this y'all shit?
That's
General speaking.
just
General.
a general speaking. That's y'all, man.
y'all
That's
y'all
fucking
are just
Southerner, man.
Nobody is telling y'all. Nobody is telling y'all to go and
okay.
choose this
So
school. And I
when they
think
say
the
Well,
choosing of a school should be freedom.
the education should be the same level in the
exactly the
curriculum.
education,
It's
Right.
supposed
right?
You
to be the
should
same.
be free to choose the free school that you want to go to.
It should,
Okay.
it's not.
So
It's not just should be the same. It should be higher curriculum in
right.
general, but there should be another. It's called the talent search, where there are genius kids. They should be taken to a higher level, and that's which we already have. But depending, like you said, like you meant, that's a great point, by the way, BMT. Depending on the geographical area of that state, you know, that misfortunate because of geographical place of it. Yeah, the government comes in then and manages the
But you have to
distribution
remember,
of the wealth among everybody. So everybody should be having that opportunity to succeed in life.
We don't have that problem here.
Anakin, you have to
Well,
remember those people are voted into those offices. That's the problem. You have to change how you
No,
vote in
that's no. The
order
problem is
to
not they are
change.
voted. The problem is they are installed. They're not voted.
Well, the people who put them in that place are installed by people who are voting.
No, it's not the voter. It's who we count
Shit.
the votes.
Now
we
you're
discovered
telling me that Senate and government are not voted in?
It used to be, not anymore.
Well, I mean, with fraud, yes, I can understand what
Yeah.
you're saying, but outside of that,
Outside of that,
we
yeah,
were
it should be done, and everything
with
should
a
be
nation
running
that was
smooth.
truly voting things in the way they wanted to be, yes, they would be voted in the way the people wanted, and it would make a big difference.
Because Joker, because if it was voted all in, we should never have this fuckery going on.
Right. This has been happening longer than we're aware of. It just looked cute, I think,
Yes.
before. They just prettied it up more, you know?
There was a woman here. She used to sell carpets, work for a carpet shop, and she had a very busy office. And there was a little sign over her door. I loved it. I fucking admired that. Her name was also Kelly. She died with the breast cancer. Great white woman, very beautiful personality. And on that sign it says the following: "Sweetheart, I don't run a bakery here because I don't sell sugar coated lies."
Oh. You know, that's another question I have. Now, for the last 3-4 years, in my community, because I've lived in a mixed community for many years and have not left because I live in a resource rich community. And until I met Mo, I spent a lot of time working in that community. And so I didn't
I recently found out how you met Mo, by the way.
Yeah, interesting, yes. But needless to say, we put a lot of money into the school district. We put a lot of money into special programming. I mean, we actually have, so many different options. It's insane. So I really can't complain about, like, people say, oh, I can't stand my Democrat governor. Mine is actually pretty damn decent. The Republican governor, Scott Walker, I pleaded with him for years. Can you please do this? Nope. As soon as Evers got in, he said, send me the paperwork. I got it.
You're in what, Wisconsin?
Yes. So I will say that the Republican governor that we had for many years was a fucking bitch, Scott Walker. I couldn't stand him.
Like I said, when we come talking about this, but when you saw, I was on the panel, and I said, and people were like, you want socialism? I said, no, I want programs that benefit the people.
Yes, I'm not.
I want programs.
What people? Are you specifying people, or are you saying benefit people? Period.
So why does it matter what people? If I say people, when they say we the people, are they specifying the people, or they just say we the people? They just talk about the people.
I'm asking you. Are you specifying?
I am answering. You keep on going into that. See, you keep going into that. You keep going into that.
Because I don't want racism on this channel because it's not about race, man.
Do y'all not see he keeps going into that? I don't even say race. You keep doing that. Why do you keep doing it every time I say something? Every time I say
citizens,
something, you keep doing it.
Not people, citizens. How's that?
Because I've got my brother right here who's from Iraq. A lot of people hated these people back in 2000.
This dude keeps going into.
We're not talking about race thing.
Right.
BMT is talking about the general term as we the people.
Right.
You keep doing that every time I say something.
That's what I'm trying to clarify because I don't want you to do that because that's not what we're about, man.
Oh my goodness! Like it's like only
we're talking about here, Joker. We're talking about the downfall.
I seriously hate that whole fucking race card shit.
You keep bringing it up. You don't notice that
Maybe it was the layover from the last
I do
panel.
notice it. I do notice it because I'm protecting not
Fucking great.
myself. I don't give a fuck
So okay,
because I love everybody, man.
but I noticed
I'll
every
bring
time
it up.
me
I
I'll
too,
bring it up.
man.
Yes, I do
you
bring
keep
it up.
doing that.
Chill,
Every
man.
time I say something, you keep doing that. It's pissing me off.
Yeah,
Every time I say
chill
something, you
out,
keep
man.
saying some shit.
I piss everybody off. I don't give
Well,
a
I don't give a
shit.
fuck. Well, like I said, so just keep it to yourself on that shit. We're trying to talk about
Fuck
politics,
you.
policies. I'm
No,
not.
we
Go ahead.
have to. I
Hey,
would.
BMT don't roll that way, Joker.
No, not at all.
He's different. He's
All right,
he
as
has
long as
seen
we're
it.
cool and race is not an issue, I'm
No,
good.
no. It's not about
I'm
that.
tired
It's
of that shit. I'm
just
so
you
fucking
gotta
dead
understand.
with that
BMT
shit.
is trying to help people of all skin colors.
I'm dead with the race shit, man. I'm dead with it. I'm serious.
Okay, so don't mention it
So
again, please. We're not here about talking about race shit stuff, bullshit, fuckery, like it
all
was
right.
happening in the panel. And then I had to bring that little clip video showing the guy he was
I know that
arguing
was
with
good,
BMT, over talking everybody. And then I just brought that clip there intentionally.
What's that? AD?
AD, yeah. And after I showed him, he still kept yapping, and I'm like, dude, I just showed you a fact. Not of even, not even one American kid today. See, this is a huge problem, man. This is not something like we laugh about.
Do
It
you
could be
understand?
funny, but it's not. It's really
It's not funny, and
It's not a fucking huge problem, but it is funny whenever you bring it
no. It
into
is
it.
a
You know,
huge problem when you have your
it
own
is.
children who
It
can't
is a
count fucking
huge
5
problem.
countries in the world, and some fucking Peru guy comes in from outside, just
it
doesn't want
causes
to
a
say
whole
what.
bunch of shit. Yeah. When they come in from outside and cause a bunch of shit, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's a big
No,
fucking
that's
problem.
not the point. That was not the point I was making, Joker. The point I was making is dead serious problem when our own children here in the United States, their education level is dead out. And this is exactly what
Yeah, no
BMT
shit.
is addressing the matter in a bigger scope that applies
They
to
couldn't
all
name. They couldn't
fields.
name 5 countries. Can you imagine if you asked them to name 5 countries in Africa? I mean, you know what I mean? Like they couldn't even say 5 around the world, let
That's
alone
what the question was.
one
5 countries.
continent. Yeah, I'm like, are you serious? That is a problem.
That's a huge problem. That's not just a problem. That's a deadly problem right there.
So right now, and I guess I'll be more specific. When the citizens are losing their so you have it where certain areas are getting massive layoffs, while other areas are developing. You're going to have a strangulation in society of a caste system, and literally, that's when it's supposed to kick in when certain social systems. It makes no sense that if you are rehabilitating people out of, let's say they're coming out of prison or wherever they're coming out of, and you say, well, you need to get back to work. You need to re-enter society. How can I? I have this on my record. They will not hire me because I have that. That is a malfunction in the system. You just strangled out that person from being able to rehabilitate to where they have to go right back into the dysfunctional society because literally they're going to be precognitively judged. If somebody did the crime, why are you still holding a felon over their head if they are already have been rehabilitated through certain types of societal restructuring? But you will say, well, you have a
I'll tell
felon,
you how.
so you cannot get this job. So guess what? I will literally say, hey, well, do we not have these societal programs that should be hiring these people? Well, yes, but literally, guess what? Those jobs don't really pay much, so they can't have a constructive family. She cannot properly get a job to take care of her children. He cannot possibly get an education or go to college to further himself to get the job he needs. So they have to take the bare minimum job. That is a dysfunction society. So when people say, fuck them handouts, well, you're spitting on the same stuff that people need, the stepping stones that other people, some people already have an escalator that is already put before them, while
Yep.
some people have to climb up a tree with nubs. And it's a bullshit ass system. I should Most people don't want to have to go to war to doggone have a way of life. They just want to go to school, but they understand, well, my family's poor. The government is offering me a way to take on these certain responsibilities. In turn, they are offering me a step up in my way of life. While other people are born into that society where literally they can squander mommy and daddy money on drugs and all kind of stuff and spit on societal values. And literally, when they go to court, mind you, justice is blind. So even if you were to catch them, we have seen people who we know have literally can contort the paperwork of the judicial system and walk right out, even being caught dead wrong and face no repercussions. That's why we're saying, this is why we're saying that you're starting to say, hey, we want certain societal things pulled back. We don't want them to interfere. Then guess what? You're leaving your chances up to man. Man has a funny way when he gets power, he gets corrupt as shit. He'll do whatever he wants and put whoever he wants in certain placements. That is the truth of man. That is the truth of society. That's
Yeah,
why
but
you have to have
you'd be
certain
fucked
rules.
either way.
Right. That's why you gotta have certain rules set up that are literally nobody is above the
Strict
law.
rules, by the way,
No,
strict.
exactly. Nobody's above the law. There should be no reason. Now, all right, hey, I hear nothing if they start to draft up and they drop it down to 16 years old. I hear shit. I'd be like, go, y'all. Now y'all got what you wanted. Now, and honestly, they having it where the family structure's dead. Most people don't want to be bothered with education now. Where literally those who go to school, their education ain't worth shit. Where now they're like, well, I finished medical school, but I can't find a job, but they're working at Verizon selling cell phones. You have people with goddamn people like it's crazy that at one time they used to have education where if you was in the prison complex, you could go to college. Why would they take that out? So when those guys and those women would come out of school, coming out of the prison, guess what they had? They had degrees. They were getting jobs. But all of a sudden they said, no, we need to take that out. Well, literally, the prison complex is a federal system. So literally, it's already being paid for by the taxes. So you're paying for people. You
And you
have
know
what?
how much it is, BMT? It's 3 times what the average person gets on Social Security. So you're
Mm,
talking almost 30 grand a year per inmate and top-notch health care. I knew
right.
a guy that went into the feds with a bad heart. He was supposed to have 6 months to live. They took him to the Mayo Hospital. Do you know that man left the feds in better shape, the best shape of his whole life, and continued to live on 10 plus years?
I know a guy. I know one guy. He went there. He went there. He got his teeth done. He got his glasses,
Yeah.
and also he came out with a bachelor's in science. And what could they honestly tell him? They couldn't tell
Why
him
are you
nothing.
going too far? Remember Judge Mathis?
Yeah, oh, judgment. Yep.
He was
So,
a felon, and then he went to
mhm,
prison, and then from the prison, he got rehabilitated, and then he started studying from the prison. He got his law degree after law degree after law degree until he graduated, and then came out of prison, and then he continued, and then he became a judge, seated
right,
judge.
right.
That used to be that way. It's sad that's not happening that way anymore because the society, they started by dismantling the family value, the core of society, and then they
Okay,
moved
I want
from
to
there.
ask every one of you a question. You know about the First Step Act, correct?
Yes.
Do you know about the Second Chance Act?
Yeah,
I know.
Okay, you might want to look that up. That was shot down by the Democrats because Donald Trump was going to say that if you had a felony on your record, it could not be used on your medical or not your medical record. Shit, I'm sorry, I'm going through shit
Job
myself.
application.
And your rehabilitation.
It cannot be going through your work record. It cannot
Okay.
be used in your work record for the Second Chance Act. So everything that he said about felons getting out of prison, that's null and void. Because President Trump tried to do that, but the Democrats shot that down. So you can thank your Democrats that you voted for, sir.
First off, okay, so it actually was the Second Chance Act of 2007 was titled to reauthorize to grant program for reentry of offenders into the community in the ominous crime bill control, and that was 2007.
Well, we've been had that.
Yeah, exactly. We've been had that. So what are you talking about? We've been had that.
Yeah, but the law
the reenactment and the amendments to it was denied by the Democrats.
It was already, but it was entitled. It was already started. Like literally, you just missed it where Ananda said Judge Mathis
came denied.
Hold on, Judge
Mathis. If you had a felony,
that's
out of prison based on the First Step Act.
Dude, you had people coming out of prison with felonies, and they were getting full-on jobs and full-on careers and starting businesses. Even with felonies, they were coming out with degrees.
You just defeated your own fucking conversation about how when you get out of prison, you can't get a job. Basically what you just said. You killed your conversation.
You wasn't even listening. Literally, they literally.
I don't have to listen, man. You killed your own conversation. We know you're not listening. Little bit right there. You can talk over me all you want, man. I don't care. I'm the biggest asshole in the world. I don't give a fuck. You can talk to me all you want.
That's fine.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you killed your own fucking conversation because you can get out of prison with a felony and get a fucking job because of that fucking act.
Now, Kelly,
and I fucking called you out, and you can't handle it. Because you can't fucking tell people you can't get a fucking job.
You've had people incarcerated. I've had people Moab people. Is it not hard for those people now that they're outside of prison, finding a livable wage with a record? Has it not been?
Yes, and I will say the guy that just got out.
I have a record. I have a felony.
Oh.
I mean, so do I, but I've always been able to get good employment because I'm the type of person, if I can get the interview.
I know the law, bro. You're not telling me shit I don't know.
Okay, but
just because I'm not black doesn't mean I don't know the law.
What the hell? This dude right here keeps going right back in the race. You depend on that race card, huh?
No, I'm fucking hooking you on it. I'm waiting for you to say some shit.
Oh no, I know.
I'm waiting for that fucking shit.
I know I'm talking.
Because I hear that shit so often, I'm fucking numb to it, dude. I know you're talking. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. You fucking people like you fucking bullshit people so much. Fuck you, man.
People like me. So what was your MOS?
Doesn't do that. That's.
You hear this, right? I've been talking about everything else, but he keeps going right back to race.
No, because I'm tired of fucking race, dude. Right. That's what I'm fucking tired of. We're all tired of it. We're all fucking tired of it.
Every Saturday, BMT does a show to try to basically bridge the gap. Every Saturday at 4 o'clock.
He does. I follow him big time.
Yeah.
And I agree with BMT 100%. Because it used to be.
Race, dude. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of it.
What he's talking about, it used to be the system he's talking about that is supposed to be brought back. It used to be working. That's exactly what BMT is talking about. Today, people with felony are not allowed to integrate back to society so they can succeed in their life, and that fucking record should be wiped out based upon their success in the future. That's exactly what BMT is talking about. He's talking about people like you with that felony record should have that second chance.
That's what I believe in. And it wasn't done fucking under Obama, which is the god of the black people.
That was actually before Obama.
Yeah, it used to be Joker could have a chance in life again, second chance, because that was the law back then, but they fucking waived it. It doesn't matter who.
Right.
They're all fucking criminals. We know that now. They're all criminals. There's no Democrats or Republicans. You
Yeah,
got a bunch of fucking assholes running the show.
I will
The,
tell
the
you,
old school people are done, are dead. You know?
everybody like me, Mo he likes Walker. You know why? Walker wouldn't even for 8 years he wouldn't even consider any pardon paperwork from anybody. Okay? The Democrat gets in, that's the first thing he does within the first 90
There was
days.
good people. They didn't
Send
give
me
a
your
shit which
paperwork.
party they're running for.
Right,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
It's all about your intention, you know?
Right. I'm like this. If somebody did their time, they paid their due, they finished their program. Hey Kelly, what do you want to do? I want to come out and I want to learn how to drop indent and do these and change diesel. Okay, guess what? That's what we're gonna work on while you're here. If you start doing good, let's set you up for a job interview as soon as you get out. A lot of people are not getting that shit. A lot of people are not getting that. And
But
guess
it's
what?
not based on their skin color.
What happens is this. They doggone when they get out, they doggone say, well, you got a probation officer. Probation officer, you got to pay that motherfucker. You can't pay that motherfucker. Guess what? Oh, right. So you're not trying to change. You're not trying to do better, Kelly. What do you mean? I'm trying, but I can't get shit. Nobody's trying to hire me. Well, you know what? You sound like you're making a lot of excuses. If you keep making a lot of excuses, you're going back. Guess what? You're going right back to the halfway house. And if you get back in that,
and it's not based on skin color, man. That's
why do
what
you
I'm
keep
saying.
bringing up fucking skin color? You dumb fuck.
Because a lot of people want to say it's skin color. It's
That's why you
not.
keep
It's
talking about
all
you dumb
about how
fucker.
much
Like,
of
nobody's
an
talking about.
asshole
Why you
you
keep talking
are.
about skin color? Why you keep talking about skin color? That's all you've been talking about. You ain't talking about nothing.
Because I hate fucking racism,
Well,
dude.
then that's you. Okay, then quit talking about race. We've been talking about everything systematic going on, and literally about policy, and you keep talking about race. Who gives a shit right now? I'm not talking about
There
that.
is no systematic racism, dude.
Whoa, this guy.
No,
right
he's
here.
talking about the system, not systematic.
What each person feels that owns a business, that's their
the
business.
neutrons in his brain and
If
firing
they fail,
off, dude.
if they don't
Like
hire fucking black people because they're
oh my
black,
god.
fuck them, let them fail. Fuck those motherfuckers.
Yep. So we already know. So
Thank God, my friend ended up. It took him 4 months BMT, but he did get a nice third shift job this
I'm
month.
glad.
Yes,
I'm glad. You know,
you're doing 18 years in prison for a drug crime, but that's another story.
Okay, what do you say to this, Joker? I don't have a criminal record.
1984 drug crime fucking bill that he made.
I don't have a criminal record. I have no felony, no misdemeanor, nothing. And I have tremendous experience.
I have a felony for shooting dirt.
I know. I have receipts, motherfucker. I have receipts. I'll show you how do I
got receipts too.
I show you. I got receipts. I can show you copies of my logical program logics PLC. You know, programmable logic command. It's called something. I don't think you can pull that out of your ass. And I got fucking copies of my work. I can fucking email it to you. I have all that experience in American engineering technology, yet I can't get a decent job. Tell me, why is that? I can't get my fucking green card. Is it my fault, or is it the system? Whose fault is it?
Wow.
It takes actually, believe it or not, based on the U.S. Constitution and what it takes to come to America. It takes you actually knowing the Constitution, knowing the rights and laws of the country.
Pay taxes.
Yep.
I did that. Get a job. I did that. Get education. I got my GED.
Stay out of trouble too.
What else do you want? I went to college.
They monitor your activity. Yeah,
okay.
So I mean,
I don't have a criminal record. I don't have.
You're not the only one.
and I did my education, and I did my job. I have
The,
a
sys-
fucking job
the
authority.
system failed you, Anand. The
Wait a
system failed
minute.
you.
You mean to
The
tell me you
system
were
failed you.
in the
The
military?
system failed you.
Wait,
I have a
He
selective
was in
service
the
number.
Iraqi military.
So, what that mean?
No, I'm just making it clear.
So why did they accept me under Section 207?
Because you were a true American, you accepted that you wanted to be American. You'd rather
How
be
is
here
that?
than there.
How is that have a relationship me being serving in the Iraqi army?
Well, it's no different than Eric Swalwell sleeping with a Chinese spy.
Oh, so I'm a traitor to America. Yet they
No,
bring me
but
here under Section 207. That doesn't make no sense.
what section? Tell me what section 207 is.
Section 207 is a lawful citizen under refugee status accepted internationally under international law of the INA.
basically, it's a
International.
person who is here who is not a legal citizen, but they are here legally and being watched by the government.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since 1993.
Oh my.
He's refreshed his legal status several times over.
And they won't give you citizenship. Why?
Or green card.
Why?
Because of 9/11 and the
It
attack
has
on
nothing
the
to do with
Iraqis.
9/11. I've been here before fucking 9/11.
Bullshit! I know it is, dude.
Dude,
I know it is.
I've been applying since 1997.
Okay, I'll tell you
What does
what.
that have to do with fucking 9/11?
I'll tell you
Nothing
what.
to do with 9/11.
I tell you what. I tell you what. If you put in that you will be a part of my family, and you know my real name,
Yes.
and you know my address,
That
I
doesn't
guarantee
work.
you
It
that
doesn't work.
bullshit. Shut the fuck up, dude. I
doesn't
guarantee
work.
you will get in. My uncle is over Florida with the medical hospitals and the government. I guarantee you'll get in.
You know who told me that same shit?
Don't feed me that bullshit.
Right.
Try it.
No, you know who told me that same shit? How about Jeff Lake of
you-
Arizona? You know who Jeff
And
Lake
the,
is, right?
the system failed you. I'm sorry.
Oh, is that a buddy of Chip?
He was a Republican. How about
I'm
John
not a
McCain?
Republican.
Didn't even
I'm
fucking take my
conservative.
case. He was a Republican.
I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative.
Okay, how about Kalomsky from Michigan? She didn't take my fucking case. This was back in '97. The old lady,
Really?
yeah,
Whitmer's
she was a
Whitmer
Democrat,
state. Whitmer's fucking state.
Michigan State, and then I had to move to Arizona. How about FBI telling me it's out of our jurisdiction, and then when they found out what happened to me, and I gave them the receipts, guess what? They barged into the fucking Phoenix
All
Department.
right. You know what? You know what?
They
Fuck
told
you.
me, listen,
Privately, I will give you Reggie Garner's fucking number.
listen.
He's
The
not dead.
FBI of Arizona office, they closed the fucking building of immigration. They went in there and they said, stop everything. Why is this guy don't have a citizenship? And they were shaking in the immigration. They said, we don't know him. He's like, how could you not fucking know a guy been here? He's living in this state and he applied to you and there is a fucking copy of it. How could you not know about this? And the head of their fucking office in Phoenix, immigration office, says, I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't have his record. They said, apology is not accepted. So they went inside and they started talking with each other, arguing with each other. And then finally they came out and they say, we're going to have to get you directly with Nebraska Service Center. Oh, I was so happy. And they gave me a name, and I'll give you the name. You can search the motherfucker. Terry Eway. Terry E. Way. His last name is Way. And this guy is from direct office of the United States Immigration headquarters in Nebraska, Nebraska Service Center. That's the headquarters of the immigration. And he took my case, and for 3 years, I'm waiting. after that. I was in Arizona for 3 fucking years. In the end, he pended my fucking case for the 5th time. He
my
took my fingerprints, everything, and then after the fingerprints, I never heard of them again. I go back to the FBI. They telling me, "Oh, sorry, we can't help you anymore." So Jeff Flake gave me the finger. McCain gave me the fist. John McCain, the cocksucker. They were Republicans. I come here in Tennessee. Alexander, he's a Republican. He didn't even fucking take my case. And then another Democrat guy. I got the receipts, my friend.
That is fucked.
And then he send them, the Democrat guy send them the letter, and they tell him, "Oh well, his his fingerprints got expired." So I send him a copy. I tell him, "Show me where is the expiration date." That's the immigration reply. His fingerprints, he must redo everything. I said, for the 6th time?
Like a revote.
Yeah. But where is the expiration date on my fingerprint? There's no expiration date. Just like there is no expiration date on my I-94 entry, the port of entry to United States. Under that stamp, under Section 207, in the back you flip it, is only my fucking alien registration number, and there is no expiration date.
I think you know what the thing about it, Anon. We're hearing that there's holes in the system where people are following and abiding by it and doing everything plausible.
Yeah, I was doing it
and
everything by law, everything by exactly by the fucking to the fucking thousands of a fucking millimeter fraction, exactly the way
I
they
know.
asked me to do it, and I did it, and then I don't get it. Guess what? Muslims come in here. Muslims from Iraq come in here. I remember Riyadh. He came in here, and I took him. I drove him because he didn't know how to go. And when I was in Michigan, 6 months after he came to the United States, they smacked him with a fucking green card. I drove him to fucking in Michigan to the airport where he did his interview. So
I,
telling me the system is good? No, Joker. The system is fucked up. It's beyond damage, my friend.
yeah.
What the fuck did you call me out for, man? I didn't say shit.
But
So
that's what BMT was talking about. System, not systematic. System.
you got and I had it. We had it. We had a Afghani that made it here. I remember because we wrote letters to the general to get him over here. When we got him over here, he done had he got him and his wife over here and his child, but his son couldn't come. His 17-year-old son couldn't come, and he said, I can't leave my boy over there because he'll die. He'll die over there." And
Yeah, I think.
and so when that happened, you know what I'm
Not to
saying?
interrupt, but in that legal age, I think it's 15 or 14, or maybe it's 13, to where they join the army over in Afghan.
It wasn't about joining the army. It was just that a lot of young men were being forced into joining militias and insurgent groups against their
Yeah,
will.
well, it's
And
precautionary, I think,
yeah, well, so
coming to America. I think it's precautionary.
well,
That's based on age.
that's crazy that you'll look at that group of people as they might be precautionary, but you have Russian spies, Chinese spies, you have all types of spies that come in here that literally are from other. So you're having a bias, and so he's crazy. And then he was
Yeah, you're
sending
right.
money. Now he
He's a
was sending
minor.
right. He was sending. You know what he was doing with his money that he was making? Working. Now he worked his ass off from um, a gas station clerk to being a gas station manager, and also he worked at Walmart. And he became a supervisor at Walmart. But he was taking his money and he was sending it back home. And he was putting his daughter through school. Because he was sending money there, they were like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I remember he came crying on the video thing he had us on the Zoom. He said, "Listen, my friends, they're going to send me back." And I said, "What do you mean? Why are they going to send you back? You're good. We wrote letters." And they were like, "No, you are a Terp. You're good, man. Nobody's going to send you back." He's like, "No, I was sending money back to my son. So long as my son paid them, they weren't going to have my son join. But because I was doing that and sending him money, they think I was part of I was working with him."
He's protecting his child.
And so guess what? So he said, he's like, "They're gonna send me back." And guess what? They sure enough, they sent him back. But his wife and his daughter are still here, but he got sent back. So, but nevertheless, he was like, "I was sending money back over there so that way his son didn't have to get sent back." But he's still fighting to come back, and hopefully he can get his son to come back. Now that COVID's here, but the
Oh my God.
so. But the thing about it is, from what we heard, he was shot. He got shot in his back. I think like 4 months in, like 4 months in. I think like October he was shot in his back. So he can't really walk like that. So it's harder for him to get. But he can't work as a Terp now. So he's trying to teach his son English so his son can work as a Terp and maybe get a chance. But he got shot. Now we're looking over here, getting back onto what Kelly's talking about, the stimulus check. Literally, people need that. Kelly, your son needs that. A lot of people need that. A lot of kids are going to need that. Coming next year, a lot of people are going to be out on that street. We already
not if they open up the government, man. Not if they let us go back to work.
Okay, let's say they open up the government. Okay, so we'll go with that. They open up the government. Is that going to still stop those landlords and other people from putting those people out in the street?
If they can catch up, maybe.
Nope, you got to pay the money all at one time.
Well, I'll admit that's true. That's what they're wanting. I'll admit that you're spitting truth there. Yeah, that's what they're wanting.
Okay, so we already know that we already know it's calculated. There's going to be a mass spike in people getting repossessions and being evictions. Now, with that happening, now these people can have a job.
But how did that happen? What
caused
that?
We're looking at it right now because we're looking at the net. What
caused that slow in money flow? What caused it?
Well, actually, people were already being kicked out. What's caused the slow in money flow?
Yes.
Let's see, COVID.
Yes.
COVID.
Yes.
Okay. So what does that mean?
That means it was planned.
It was planned to slow the economy down so that people would be. Basically, they would have masters. They would have people telling them what they can and can't do. They could get them out and control their living standards.
So
when you can't control the living standards of a person, you are their master. You are their slave. That's what they've created.
Okay, so we're having it where some people say that they want to go to. So we'll allow people if they want to go to the government or they want to go towards the master, and they're going to say, "Well, we want you to open up the country." That's still not going to force those businesses to hire
right away.
Right.
That's why the businesses have to open up and say, "Fuck the government." That's why
no. The business doesn't have.
Fuck the government. Okay. The government is the problem, man.
No,
Jesus, the government is the problem.
So if the government, so those, so what happened when those companies say, you know what, we're going back overseas? Now
It's not the government problem, Joker. You know why? I ask you a question. You know why?
The government is the problem for one reason. The government wants to control the money. The money
I got a question for
the
you.
government. For one reason. Because the money comes from the companies that are here in the U.S. that we work for.
So, Kelly, would you tell your son to attack the government or go after the government?
No.
But she would tell her.
I got a question.
She would tell her son to go to work and have his own job.
Yeah.
I got a question.
But y'all are talking about attacking the government. Or
we're not. We're not. We're talking about going back to work.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Anand.
What government?
Mm.
You think you have a government? You don't. You used to. You don't.
No,
You
we
used
don't. We
to
have
have a government.
masters. We have
No, you
we
used
have
to have a
masters.
good United
We're
States government.
slaves.
You don't anymore. There is no
We're
government.
slaves.
Slaves
We
to
are
what?
fucking
Corporation.
slaves.
Slaves to what?
The government.
There is
Who-
no government. What
What?
government?
What's the government? What?
Okay, so
I,
what do you want to call them? The corporation? What do you want to call them?
yeah. What do you
Corporations
want to
are
call
running the show.
Right.
In a false flag that you have a government. You don't. That's why Trump came in and says, no, you don't have government. And now we're going to establish a new government.
it? Here's the thing about it. They were pleading. They were pleading
That's
with Big
why they
Pharma.
hate him.
Hold on. So they were pleading with Big Pharma to make a test. Why would the government have to plead with companies around the world to make a test? What does that mean? That means you're not in control. If you got to ask people to make something, that means you don't control them. If you got to ask, if you got to tell companies, hey, you need to come back to the U.S., that means you don't control them. That means you're asking them. These are billion dollar and trillion dollar industries.
It's like big tech information. We have to take control of that because we've given them
How?
too much control.
How are you gonna
We've
take
given
control
them
of that?
Because the truth is, power is never given; it's only taken.
Yes.
So how do you
No,
Bingo.
actually, it's the reverse of that. Power is given. It is never taken. Power is given.
so how are you gonna take that? Okay, so how are you gonna take that?
You don't
How?
take it. You give it.
So
You give
gonna
it by submitting.
So who's gonna okay, so who?
We're a day late and $1 short to the show.
Exactly. Like I mean, I'm trying to figure out like so. But I mean, but I'm hearing everybody saying that they're going to go to DC, armed, and they're going to demand that the people with the
We're
Constitution.
not. We're not doing that. I've already got a bunch of people stand at the state.
We don't hear nobody. Does anybody hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
I can. Oh man, that must be the powers that be that muted him. So the thing about it is, right now, listen. I'll get you right now. Ain't nobody is focused on really going to DC. You know why? But everybody's predominantly focused on one thing, Kelly. You know what they focused on? That damn check. Majority of y'all are focused on
God
doggone.
bless
What
you.
am I going to
fucking
be?
talk about shit, and I can't.
They want to know.
Oh, you can hear me now, and it's gonna
Are
fuck
they
me
going
a
to
little
be?
bit, huh?
They
It's
want to
gonna
know.
fuck me
Are
your
they
head for a
going
little
to
bit because
be?
you can't talk a whole
Are
lot
they
because I'm
going to
gonna
be?
talk over you
Are
and
they
you
going to be
fucking listen to
afloat?
me, and it's gonna be
Are
a
they going to be
motherfucker.
afloat by doggone next year? A lot of women are trying to worry about what's going to happen with birth control. That's a bigger thing. That's one thing for women. Women want to know, am I going to be able to
These
get
are
an
all
abortion?
distractions.
Exactly. So men are trying to figure out what's happening with me with child court, what's happening with family court. A lot of people are more worried with the micro explosions, and they're like, "Well, damn, how am I supposed to worry about the big guy?" And I'm literally getting my ass kicked by the little guy. But then, huh?
I get
Yeah,
it.
be a part of it, or you can say fuck it,
So,
and you
I
can
can't hear
make
Joe
fun of
Louis.
people in fucking
like,
DC, whatever.
like right now, my cousin is getting out of jail. He owes $1,800 in child.
Congratulations, your fucking cousin.
My
Thank God they are out.
My cousin owed $1,800 in child support, and literally, it's racking up. Do you honestly think he can afford to pay that bill back? Do you honestly think he can afford to pay that back?
Eventually.
Oh, but see, you got to still pay what you got.
I know.
Right. So if he can't pay it, guess what he goes right back to?
Jail.
So he's like, how the fuck? And he just broke down and started crying. He's like, how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to pay this? And I don't hardly have a place. I barely work. I'm working 2 shifts. How the hell am I supposed to do this? He's like, I can't get my kid nothing for Christmas. I can't do nothing I can barely keep it with my car note.
But you know what? 1,800. I hate to say it, BMT, but 1,800. I know it's a lot of money right now, but I know people that owe racks on racks on racks on racks.
I understand, I only wanted to use just him for that, but we know there are some people that have it worse than that.
That's how they
But
get
see,
you.
Yeah.
And see how jacked up that system is. You see how jacked up that system is, y'all too. that literally, that I was like, wait, so your bill was still racking up even while you were incarcerated? And he's like,
Yes.
yeah, it never stopped. And I
Yes.
was like, wow. And I said, Tammy, you bitch. You did not think that one time to just take him off. She's like, it's not me. It's not me. It's the goddamn state. They're doing it.
Yeah.
So wait, so it was the woman didn't put him on it. The state put him on child support.
Yep.
So
And if
there's a
even if you deny it as a woman, the state will still pick it up if you get any type of benefit from them, any type of child care, any type of EBT, anything, they will pick
so
it up.
just think about that. Just think about it. So mind you, the state pays for the baby, one of her children's daycare with the ABC vouchers. She gets the WIC. She gets only $500 in food stamps to feed the three of them. And I know some people say $500, that's a lot of money.
Because the
It-
reason for that, why does the state do that?
It's fucked up, man.
Compensate for the father.
No. You know why?
Why?
Because the child belonged to them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I could see that because honestly,
It's their
the both
property
both
now.
because both of them kids are like for me, I'm a grown man.
It's an investment then.
Exactly.
But
Investment for the new breed to be their next property in the future. That's
Mm.
how they did it.
but I'm in the system also. Like I'm a grown man, and I remember when child services came to my house, and all they had to do was when they put my name in, and my mom was there, and her boyfriend, and Melissa was there, and they put up my name instantly. And they were like, "Oh, hey, how you doing, Josiah?" And I was like, "Huh?" And I was like, what do you mean?" And they were like, "Well, no, we know you." And they were like, "How?" Well, we had you in the system since you were 8 years old when your mom and dad got a divorce. So I was always in the system since I was 8 years old. Now I'm a fully grown man that done did every other thing in the book, but I was always in the system. Isn't
That
that
was
not
their
crazy?
payoff investment.
So now it's crazy because now my kids are now in the system, and we never know because Kelly, your son or his children, they may get put into the system.
He is because I looked up his birth certificate on the stock market and he is there.
So when he has children, and if his baby mama has to go to that goddamn WIC office, you're like, God damn it, you get that guy. Mind you, most mothers they get WIC, they get their their supplements and stuff.
Right. I'll tell you what, BMT, to be honest, I raised my son a little bit different. He knows he's supposed to be the man. He knows he's supposed to take care of his wife and any child he produces, with or without the woman, if it works or not.
But he's like, Mama, what about you? Aren't you gonna help me or stuff?
I will, but I'm not in a position to just be breaking him off financially, but I will absolutely help when it comes to watching the kid.
Right.
You
I
know,
know you. We know you'll take your grandbaby in if it
yeah.
got bad. We know you'll take your grandbaby in. I don't see you and Mo would never not. And see, but we know a lot of people. COVID was real. A lot of people did not have a support system. That's the thing about different other cultures that are here. That
I
that
will
was
Wait a
something.
minute. What do you mean? What do you mean the COVID was real? In what term?
Now, okay, so what happened? What the COVID did? What it
Are you
showed.
telling me the COVID is a real virus?
No. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Let's take away from the virus thing. But what the
Okay.
COVID thing proved, some people have an internal system inside of the system where they can which can kick in. So let's say daycare's down. I'm gonna call Grandma Kelly to watch the children.
Mm-hmm.
So you follow me? So even if the school is down, Grandma would have kicked in. The family would have kicked in. The family system would have turned on and watched the children. If we don't have enough money to pay for the groceries, it's okay because guess what? We can just take our money and just fill up the pantry. You know what I'm saying? I make $900, and then you make $1,100. Kelly makes what $700. We take that money, we knock out $600. We may not be able to eat like we want to, but we have more than enough to get, you know what I'm saying, the food
to
that
get
we
by.
need. Right. So with with the COVID thing, with the COVID algorithm proved was some people have a system that can kick in versus some people couldn't. I watched as some women cried and plead and said, I have to send my child away to go out of state because I have to go to work.
That's
Mm.
called classical economical reboot.
Right. So
Uh, my my
Well,
grandmother.
that's kind of what Four Corner Report was.
No, my grandmother used to tell me about what
That
they used to do is they gather together in the village
Mhm.
and they get their goods and they count them and they make a big batch out of it and they sell that batch, right? Contribution to help one family. And the next season they do the same thing, get the big batch again, and they give it to the next family. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
they rotate around them. So by the time it gets back to you, that goods, you waited like 4, 5, 6 seasons because there's like 5, 6 families makes a village. I'm talking family like 50 people, 30 people of
Mhm.
family. So like cousins, mother, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, and shit like that. And and what they did is they rotated that system around them, around the clock until they got by and they got more land. They bought with those riches more land, and the gold they never wasted. And that's how they got by and they got like the land back. They bought it back from the Muslims. It was
well,
our land. They took it from us, and we had to buy it back from them.
I remember we talked about that on the show a long time ago, and the
Yeah,
thing, a lot of like I remember I did a show, and I during while the pandemic was at its height, and I was showing how a plaza that used to be a plaza that I knew all the people that used to work or own stores in the plaza, right?
yeah.
They were all gone. They were all gone. There was only like 2 or 3 stores left, and 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 it's the system should have kicked in to help those people. It should have kicked in to help those people, but those people lost don't have anything. Granted, they and I was like, well, what's going to be left of us after so long? And now I'm looking at and I did another show. That's why I say I don't think people really watch what I do. I'm watching as private schools that people pay to go to. They can barely afford to stay open because the children can't go. Or doggone, let's have it where we have the public school. I literally had to have some kids. They came to my house. They said, and I said, little Tommy, little Tamara, what are y'all doing outside on my patio? Well, you have good internet, so instead, we don't want to be rude, so we're outside. I said, y'all come in my house. Y'all come in my house. So the kids were sitting outside but they're doing the school online. They're sitting outside in the heat, just trying to go do their classwork for internet. That's crazy.
Hmm.
But a lot of people don't have a recovery system. And granted, I get it. Yes, if we open up the nation, that's still not going to refute the irrefutable damage that has already been done. It's already been done.
Yes.
Like so, even if so let's just say, for instance, somehow we get this nation back open. That's still not going to replace the time that Kelly's son has lost without his job. How
yeah.
many how many of his friends are either gone to be on drugs, got in trouble? How many
Mm.
women have gotten pregnant?
Suicides
Yep, suicides or suicide went up.
Well,
Like
let me
way up.
tell you right now, two of his friends have been to rehab.
you see what I'm saying? Now
Already
they
been to
It's not
rehab.
just America, by the way, Kelly. This is global. Suicide went so up. It's globally.
And I have
In
to.
India, they're burning themselves in the streets right now as we speak.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I have to go home, BMT. I don't know if I told you, but my dad has been in the VA,
Uh-huh.
and he's hospice status. So
Right.
they called me today and said you can come for 1 hour and you to bring his things because we're transporting him tomorrow to another facility. Now I'm in Milwaukee. So my son said, no, I'm going to go take grandpa's stuff and see him. And I said, okay, because I could have probably maneuvered it and rushed there. But it just the timing. But anyway, needless to say, my son went there, took the stuff, FaceTimed me, got some pictures. You know, they had him suited top to bottom, you know. And he
Wait,
was like, I want
is he part of the VA? Is he part? And he's in the VA, right?
yes.
Do this, and your son needs a job, correct?
Yes.
Have your son, if your dad can, fill out the paperwork, so that way the government can compensate your son to be a caregiver. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
For
this
him.
BMT, it went too far. It's at the point where my dad needs 24-hour around the clock care.
So he has to be in there. He has to be in there.
So he has to be there.
Oh,
But
okay. I'm sorry.
yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's possible, I don't mean if your son really wants to, he can get a job. You know, it may not be at the school, which I'm pretty. I remember you saying you love that, but he can get a job. You know, help like they need people to help lift people out of beds and stuff. And so he looks pretty strong. Lift people
yeah.
out of beds and wheel people around, or just have conversations or stuff like that. And if you don't mind, they'll pay him
Well,
like to drive people around.
you know what? You know what? That is a good idea because my uncle just retired from there. He was a drug and alcohol counselor, and his daughter works there, so he probably could get in there. Actually,
I would shoot that towards him. I would shoot that towards him, and hopefully that's something that could work out. Is literally that.
but the thing is, this is the problem. When he gets to the place, I called them, and it's actually a really nice place. But I said, what's the visiting policy? They said right now we're doing window visits and FaceTime on the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, a window visit? Like, what the
Right.
window visit? But
They're not right. They're not allowing old people to get close. Like we haven't seen
until end of life. That's what he told me. He said if it gets to an end of life scenario, then we make accommodations.
to where he can be around family, but it's already about his time. It's happened. It's happening to my grandma. She has dementia. She doesn't. She wants to go home. She can't. But we have it set up to where as to nobody has seen her. Nobody's seen her. I think one person who lays pretty much get to see her is my father, and he can't touch his own mother. He can't touch her because of the facility.
I know that. How do you even know if your people are getting taken care of? And
I know, Kelly, and I know it. Right? I know you think about it every night. You're like, yo, are they feeding him? Are they taking the food out of his mouth? Are they changing him? Are they making sure he's washed up properly? It's very nerve wracking. Like I said, I'd be calling her, but sometimes one time I cursed that nurse bitch out because I said, hold up, you did not pick up the phone to give her that phone. Oh, well, she was asleep. I said, that's full of shit. But she called me and said that I did not call her. So I know that you did. I know that y'all are playing around with her damn phone. I said, that happens again, I will come down there to Mississippi myself. I said, give her the fucking phone when I call. Don't play no games with her. She wants to talk to me. Put her on the phone. We're paying y'all to do y'all damn job. We only had that conversation one time.
My son said today after he left the hospital, he said, Mom, I want Grandpa back here. I want him to die at home, and that's what he wants. I said, well, how do you know that's what he wants? He's like, because I talked to him. And I'm like, the nurse told me that we can't handle that responsibility. And he was like, no, Mom, I'll do it. But I just don't think, I mean, he needs like somebody to walk him to the bathroom.
Right.
You know, he needs 3 nutritious meals a day. You know, it's the nurse actually, and that's the first time. Usually the VA will push people off on family. You know that, I'm sure.
Yep.
That's the first thing they want to do. Like, oh, that's your responsibility. You deal with it. And I have been, you know, without a problem. But it's just so far now that I feel like it'd be irresponsible of me to say, yeah, bring them to my house, and then I can't provide the things they can.
It's just the thing about it is, and like Anand said, a lot of my friends are dead. There's not a lot of us left. I was talking about that on K's channel. A lot of I've been driving by, sitting with their kids, talking with their relatives. Sometimes I leave from my house and I go to their house. A lot of them have just they opted out. They opted out. I probably think like I said, I went into depression. So a lot of
in
so
regard to that, I had an idea I was discussing with Joker earlier privately, and I said I have 11 inventions, 10 which is laying down, doing nothing. It's so simple, so easy. If we gather together, get people in, and invest in that, the idea is mine. I can build a prototype, but I'm gonna need help, so we can get all together on that and get it patented. As soon as it's registered for pending, you can actually build it, either sell it to a big company like Sherwin Williams, like power tools companies, like DeWalt, or anybody will buy it because they can afford that. So once you get that money, you can open a company that generates money.
Yeah. I have a couple of ideas too a few that I haven't shared.
I have a drafts for it, everything, and I have tests. When I draft them, I build prototypes and then I test those prototypes. If they work, I keep the draft. You know what I mean? If they don't, I destroy everything and say this invention has failed. You have to test it, which is a time consuming and a lot of energy and money is involved too from your financial. You know what I'm saying? I get some money from my paychecks set aside for this particular invention to be built and tested. That's how I used to. Management is extremely important. But I came up with this and I was talking to Joker and he agreed because Joker can provide a location for me. Since I'm in Tennessee, he's in Tennessee. We're only an hour something, some change driving between us. And we're gonna see. We can. I told him we have to do personal connection, like me, you, Mo, and Patriot. 111%. BMT got his own business, still struggling. If we can like do the same system what BMT was talking about, and then once we get that, we can get those like financially rotated around us to keep us surviving from the fucking storm that's coming.
You know what I think about? When was that, BMT? Probably about 9 months ago. There was a whole damn city for sale for like 1.9 million in Georgia. And I know that seems like a hell of a lot of money, okay? But it was a whole town. I mean, grocery store, bank, everything you can think of. 1.9 million, and nobody wanted to buy that.
Oh, you talking about when I was going over selling the towns that are for sale and stuff?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Like-minded people, we could do that.
It is plausible for us all to
Yeah,
buy
but
land.
then think about the land mass that you're gonna have to pay taxes for that land that the town is sitting on.
I know, but if everybody's pitching in together, how could we not? I mean, how do we fail?
It'd be just like how you didn't have how your families did in Afghanistan. It'd just be like, yeah, we'll have to. It'd be like, yeah, well, it will cost us, but it'll be ours at the end of the day. It'll be ours. and
Yes.
it'll be our own society, and that's the thing about it. Like, um,
But see, in Afghanistan, they don't pay taxes for their land.
I mean,
right? No,
technically we shouldn't here either, but that's another story.
but see, that's the
Yeah,
thing
that's
about
a
it. Like,
different system here. So in
but see,
Iraq.
but
Iraq's
that's the thing about it. Like when you own your own town, you decide how much taxes you pay. That's the beauty of
yeah,
when you own.
that's called that's where the civic education come in, and where you can get management team set up to find out how much is the government taxing you per square mile, and then based on that you're going to have to do annual budget to calculate it based on 360 days, actually not 366 days, because people need some time out to sit and relax. So based on that you build a system, and that system is called financial system and management systems. You have to run those, they have to be running like holy crap, almost um, every day, at least 12 hours, or two shifts, 16 hours to configure first. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to manage that? And then you can, once it settles and you find out exactly where's the budget at, then you can divide it to 8 hours a shift and find the management team, and then you divide that between management, and then there is what we call city council and everything. So you're rebuilding a new system based
Well,
on the old system of the United States, not
we
the new one.
deal with enough smart people that I don't think that would be our biggest issue. You know what I mean? I
You
there's
need honest people, and that's the hard part.
yeah, that is the hard part. I'd say
It's
that.
just it's just the thing about it. And
Mhm.
like I said, I don't like I said, it's if I believe if doggone if a nun had a store, pay him his due. He put in the work, pay him his due. If Kelly providing a home hospice service where we can drop off our grandparents and go to work, and literally she can say, okay, y'all, I'm gonna make sure y'all get y'all meals, or make sure y'all get to go outside and get some fresh air and stuff like that. My son is gonna ride you around. See, I can easily think on how to create, like, that's
I
my
know.
job.
I envision it too. Like, okay, my son is.
We can do that if we can get our friends together. I can teach them, construction and how to build systems, applied systems, drafting, arts, everything. I
Who
mean,
knows
I was blessed with arts, but
buildings? Who knows that part? Who knows the part about building?
Uh, well, I know how to do all that. That's
I
kind of
know
like,
too. I
hmm
can build from residential to industrial.
well, y'all forget the properties behind our house are like sheds. They were sheds turned into mini homes. Like we did that. That come fully furnished. We went to the thrift stores and stuff and made them fully furnished with beds and TVs
Is
and
that
doggone
town?
stuff.
Does that town has a river?
Actually, we can. There are places that you can go find. There are places that you can go find doggone um that you can go make you can go find doggone river sources, and
Yeah,
you can do
creeks or rivers.
right, and you can
Because
do
if you
hydro,
don't
and you
have
can
a
everything.
river, it's going to be very challenging to supply sanitization and water supply, and generate power generating units
as
based on that system.
as you build like I know like
If
right like
there's a river, I can show you a trick where you can make five generators running out of one what do we call it, na'ur, a dive paddle. It's it's just like taking electricity and energy kinetic energy and convert it into electrical, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you step up from one stage to another, just like a clutch in the fucking bicycle
Well,
or in the drivetrain.
look at, you ever heard of, I always use him as an example, Pastor Dowell. They didn't start out with a whole bunch of acres. They just bought more and more, and now they have like a community.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but water is extremely important because it's essential for almost everything we need. So
well,
if there's a river near that
they
town,
make
yeah,
man-made, oh, well, I guess that wouldn't count.
what?
I was gonna say they make man-made ponds all the time, but I
Oh
guess
no, we don't want a pond sitting water. We want a river
right.
You
or a
want a
creek.
constant you want a constant a flow. And the thing
Yeah,
about it is there are like I went over the areas that have that are already built. You just have to get them up and running and make sure that they're maintenance certified so that way people can live there habitable.
yeah,
I mean I went through these areas. There's a lot of areas, complexes in the US that can be used. And the thing but what I'm and the thing about it I'm saying is that in 2021 there's going to come a culling where there's going to be those who are going to be able to survive, and there's going to be those who are going to have to think faster on their feet, like a nun and others, and you, Kelly, that y'all going to have to be fast on your feet on a lot of things. I always tell people now, and the thing about it, like I know Trailer. I mean, we've been having a discussion for on 2 days now, and I had on the panel, and I wasn't trying to trigger people, but I said be careful what you do, because you're dealing with people. For every action, there's a reaction. Yeah,
Reaction.
yep.
right. So if you show force in a certain type of way, they show force, and you gotta understand, a starving army, they can't really fight back. If your people are not in a position where they have resources to fall on, but you have the same people you're depending on, you can't. It's kind of hard to fight against. But if we have Kelly's town, then regardless of that, and they're like, well, guess what? We're not going to send you an engineer. So it's cool. We have a none. We
Hmm.
got a none, so we're good. So right there, they're like, whoa, they have their own system of shit. So wait, okay, so what do we need you for? See, it's harder to force somebody that doesn't need you versus complying to agree to work with somebody that literally said, okay, but we're together, but let's make some terms of the agreement. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. Like,
I didn't know that
people,
was the plan. I thought the plan, see, we were trying to figure out a way to go to DC. I thought this was just more of like a thing that the president requested as in support. I did not realize it is something completely different.
that's see the thing about it is, and the argument was some people are going to want to show up there with firearms, and and I told him, I said, listen, well, it's our constitutional right, and I said, okay, I want you to understand, constitutional right versus you are going into the nation, the world's powerful nation with a firearm. No matter who you are,
Yeah.
no one is above the law. They
Yeah,
will
just
shoot.
like that. What was his name? That fake new militia for blacks he was faking.
Yeah, the NFAC, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
saw how quickly the Feds stopped that shit.
Just pointed the flash of his gun at the federal agent, unarmed federal agent. I mean, shit, you're fucked.
and what did they do? Take
He's
them in.
facing
Oh
We
yeah,
took them.
years, isn't he?
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
what?
He's facing 20 years, I think, for
yes,
that.
He's
he is.
facing, yeah, up to 20 years.
He's
Yeah.
facing
Five
up to
to
20.
20.
So, and that's literally an unarmed one. An armed one doesn't think about, well, I wonder. They just shoot. They don't try to figure it out. They just
Right.
shoot. And God forbid there's somebody. God forbid there's an insurgent of somebody who try to do some bullshit inside the crowd and shoots off a fake gun. Do
Yeah.
you think they're going to try to figure out? I wonder if that was a fake gun. No, they're not. All they're going to think is that there's somebody in that crowd that has a gun. Fire.
You're right. You're right, BMT. That's a bad idea for us to even attempt that.
So so when I've been saying that, oh, he's being a coward. I'm not. No, I understand how war is. I understand how that's like me going up to General Anun to his compound, but I'm supposed to come there to talk, but I'm coming in there with people with guns. Now his people are going to be on their toes, but they're going to be like, they're not here to talk. If he was here to talk, he wouldn't be coming in with guns. But it's something worth dying for. No, they're going to make an example of you. And you're going there, y'all are going there, I believe, also around the most critical time when we are now changing the presidential regimes. So you're not going to just have one president there. You're going to have 5 presidents in the same area. And people are bringing guns around them. That's a no-brainer. You don't do that. You don't do that.
But then again, what Trump did when he signed that executive order in 2019, was it, or 18, give the power to the military to stand up for the people. And he fired first, of course, he cleansed it. He got rid of a lot of fuckery from that fucking Department of Defense.
I love how he says fuckery. I don't know why, but it's funny to me.
No, right? And that's true.
But, so, in essence, if we build a city of our own, you're going to have to apply what's called the universal law on that, which comes by 3. And the 3 aspects. You're going to need 3 major departments in there, which is Department of what do you call it? What do you call that when you go to the city hall and stuff like that?
Commerce.
Commerce. You need Department of Commerce. You need Department of Education. You need Department of Health and Agriculture and all that. So what you do is each department you have to divide it into 3. So in Commerce you get what you call it, not a council. No, of course you got a council. That's what makes it a department. But then you got the civic center, where they're going to take care of zoning and everything, infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? And then you got another one, which is called management, which they're going to seek for the budget of that. How are we going to contemplate this? And then you got the other one, it's called the fleet control, what kind of tools we need to use to maintain this thing and build, keep it going on. This applies also in the health department. You need 1 hospital at least, and then you need clinics and medicine. And then you go to agriculture. You need people who take care of water, and people who take care of farming, and people who take care of ranching. And that's the best way to build a fucking solid society or city. Because you need 3 things. You need resources, where it comes from mining or contracting. Like you go and you send people outside and bring you resources. From what? From the money that you make by contemplating for your own output sell, which what we call a trade. So if you don't have mining ability, so the resources is extremely important. So you got 3 type of resources, and that is what? Energy resources. You know what I mean? And then you got resources for industrial, and then you need the 3rd type, which is what do you call it? Supplemental resources, things that comes from your agriculture, things that comes from your proteins like food and stuff like that. All these resources are essential to sustain that city to keep going on and growing.
So anybody that would consider that, because I've thought about before, like the arguments that have been on the panel, and people want to separate, and I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to happen, let's do it.
Well, that's what I always see. when I know people always look at me like, well, BMT, you're the bad guy. Whenever I
No,
ask,
you just pull up both sides, BMT.
right, but
You
I'm
pull
all,
up
but
both aspects.
And people attack him when he lays the truth. When he touch a base with a factual problem, they don't want to hear it
it,
because
it,
somehow it hurts them deep inside, and they don't want to fucking talk about it. So they attack him intentionally.
They don't want to hear it from me either if I try to even mention it.
so
On the other hand, I tell them forward, listen, I'm not civilized person. So
but
if you try to pull that shit with me, uh, I'll I'll come back. If you pull a knife on me, I'll come back at you with a gun. You come
and,
back with a gun at me, I'll come back with your fucking machine gun. You come at me with a machine gun, I'll bring a tank at your ass.
and see
That's how I am.
that's the thing. See, that's the thing about it. So we're looking at it where okay, so let's say the people want to do their thing where you know what, we're not working with the government. We don't want to work with that. We're going our separate way. Fine, I'll give you that. You can have that. But then I always ask the question. So now that you're off of that one system, oh wait, BMT has a medical problem.
Yep.
So where are you going to get the supplemental resources like a none put out there? Good job, a none.
I think
Well,
Where are you
that's
going to get
what
where are you
I
going to get the supplemental resources to
that,
keep
that's what
them?
I mentioned to Ricky. I said, you guys want to go back to this system without the government, but what happens when we're in the situations like that? What if somebody's disabled and can't work? Well, then the family has to put in the work to take care of them.
that's
Oh,
where education come in to teach
But
about what government is.
how many families are going to be willing to work and take care of the other ones that can't?
you want to know what they used to do back in the day to the greater society of those type of people? You know what they used to do to those people that couldn't work? They used to put them down. So unless we're going back to the execution style, where oh, God forbid, but I doubt Kelly's gonna sit right there and let you put down her dad in front of her. Most
Right.
likely somebody's gonna just pull out a gun and shoot you. So when I say hold up, dude, you're talking about getting rid of the social services. Yeah, man, I don't want to pay that system, but that same system is keeping your ass alive. That same system, well, we believe it or not, there are a lot of elderly people who don't have family members that are coming by and taking care of them, coming by and caring to them. Well, but guess what? They do have. I got my SSI or I got my SSDI or I have some type of system set up where there's a nurse or I have some people that come by and check on me and make sure I'm cook. Like my wife does all this stuff. She tells me about the people that they are thankfully happy that yeah, they might have a wife, but she does not know how to take care of her husband where with the sores and all that. That's why you have medical people that do that. And guess what? They have to get the certain type of instrument, certain type of stuff. Medicine takes time. You need a facility to cultivate and culture that type of stuff. You don't have that, you're
You're right.
screwed.
You're
You don't.
right, BMT,
So,
and that's
Yeah,
one of the
that's why,
issues
like I said, it's all by three. It's a
but,
fucking eternal
no,
number,
but
and
I'm
that's
not
what
right, and I'm not trying to. Listen. I don't. I'm saying it like I'm emotionally frustrated sometimes, but I'm not. It's like when I hear people saying, "Well, we just need to make you." If you're forcing people, see, when you force people to do things, that gets dangerous because
yes.
now you don't know what they may do to literally. Okay, see, I want to force me. So guess what? I'm going to tweak your medicine to where now, guess what? It's going to cause your children to have headaches, and they're going to have migraines, and they're going to have aneurysms in their brain. And
Mhm.
guess what? I got you back. So, oh, now we got your kids hostage. You better do that, or what? Or what? I don't give you the medicine. Your kids die. You don't think people don't think like that? You don't think people don't think that kind of malicious shit? I'm telling you how some parts of the
it's sick,
world work.
but yes,
Yeah.
yes,
If you go
sick
to
in my
you,
mind, but yes, I
you
understand.
go to any hospital, there's this section for men, women, and children.
So, mind you, like I said, do I think the stimulus check should be better? Yes, I 120% agree. I am not fighting against that. Even though some people are like, look at y'all want handout. It's not that we want handouts, but god damn it, listen. Right now, I'm trying to figure out if literally I know one person said, "Listen, Mr. Johnson, if I get that check, I promise you, I will just give it all to you."
But
Why?
there's a downside to that stimulus check,
I
DMT.
I know there's a downside to that, but right now, people are right now.
This is
Yeah,
They're
why
in
the
a
president
but we're
suggested
not
we should
worried
give.
about the downside right now.
No, the
Because
downside is they looting money, most of the money for themselves under the false flag of, oh, we need to this to Smithsonian to that to that. No, it's for themselves to fucking rob you more and more. That's why the president was saying we should re reassess the stimulus bill
no, it's right, and
and
I
give
want
the American people $2,000 each instead of
right,
600,
and
and
I
screw the
agree,
illegals.
I agree 120% with that. But unless I don't $600, that's not even enough to cover my rent. My rent is $14.95. So
and how do you even keep up? Let's say one of your tenants says, I promise when I get the money, I'll give it all to you. A, is that even to catch them up?
no,
B, can you rely on them to be honest and really do that?
mm,
Because I know people that will tell the landlord, yeah, as soon as I get my taxes, I'll catch it up. And then they're out buying big screens and a car. And it's like, wait a minute, you're doing this ass backwards. You pay your rent, your bills first.
hmm
So I'm just curious, even if they promised you, when I get this, I'll give it to you.
oh,
It's like,
like I said, one of the girls, I had a talk with her man, and I said, well, y'all are y'all are a month going on 2 months behind on your rent. Oh, dog, we were told that we didn't have to pay it. Who told you that?
that's
Well,
the
and I said, okay, but y'all do know, the girl said, well, you can't put us out. I said, oh, which is true. I said, understand, come after December, y'all are not a day later. Y'all are ass out. Y'all out there in the streets. And now all of a sudden December's coming. Guess who come walking over saying, can they get an extra month? Because see, other places aren't taking people. Other places are not taking people in. So now we have her mama coming by. We have her dad offering, hey, can I pay? Can I help make payments? Nope. I want all my money. If I don't get it, you get out. The sheriff will be here and he'll arrest anybody on the premises. And she has three babies, three babies, and also her man who was out of the job and herself.
She got one more week left.
Exactly. And so I just every day I sit there and I walk across and I wave at her and she literally is sitting there. I see her on Facebook. I'm stressing out. What I'm saying? Like, this man says he's of God, but he gonna put my kids out on the street. But I'm like, oh, see, right now I'm running you see my, y'all, I'm running my own compound government. And I have to decide, do I put kids out on the street or not?
And there are people like me who's filling application after if I take a screenshot from recruiter, Indeed, jobs for Tennessee, and show you how many applications I filled so far, it's absolutely insane. Over freaking 200 applications I put out
Mhm.
looking for a job. Only three called me so far. And the guy called me today. It was like after 3 o'clock p.m. and it's a good company. And I told him I really want to work with you guys. I don't care how much you pay me. And he said, "Can you please, my region manager, she was so tight in her schedule. I apologize. He was apologizing. She forgot all about you because it was meant Monday the meeting, and now they rescheduled me to the next Monday. See, that's a
Mhm.
problem for me. And then next Monday is almost freaking New Year. And the same thing applied to me. I'm behind rent 3 months. My landlord already understand, and he's black, by the way.
Mhm.
And he understands because when he was having problem in their home with their plumbing, they called me because he knew I'm a plumber master in plumbing and all that shit. He have seen my works in my past where I used to build car wash systems and everything. He knows me like at personal level too. So he called me. He said, Anakin, can you please come? We got an emergency. I go in there. It was raining, by the way. I drove in there, went underneath his house, and there it is. The freaking old plumbing that I told him your plumbing is old. I'm gonna go to the warehouse, and it was like 5, 6 o'clock p.m. He couldn't go to the bank to get some money so he can pay me. So I wasted my money, okay, and bought the PEX lines and everything, compression lines immediately for emergency. Had him just to shut off the water supply line and then turn it on to hear the whistle. If you hear a whistle, that means you know you got to find exactly where is the leak at. So I found like 2, 3 areas in there, and I had to line it all out, and then spend like 4 or 5 hours. And he thanked me and everything, and then came. I said, listen, I lost my job, and this is the problem, and I'm looking for jobs. And then he told me it's okay. When you get it, when you get paid, just make sure you pay me like between week and week because you're already 3 months behind. So I paid him last week, 1 month. I was actually going to the fourth, which is this month, and now I got 3 months behind. And I got only $200 left in my fucking assets. So my situation is pretty much fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because the last year when it started, the COVID-19, absolutely complete shutdown. I started, and I was doing that. The other guy, his relative, he was having cancer. He's a black guy married to a white woman. And nobody wants to help him. Everybody wants to fucking charge him a lot. That was in July or somewhere around that era. It says, okay, I had some money on site. So they couldn't afford it, but the doctors told him, you need a lot of sun. You need to sit and rest in a lot of sun, and that's going to help you beat the crap out of your lung cancer. So I built him that porch. I have it in my YouTube channel too. So I built him that, and now he beat it because they gave him like what do you call that? The gamma ray thing.
Uh-huh.
What is
When they
that,
shoot,
like a holistic treatment or something?
no, they shoot you with fucking radiation,
They in other words, it's chemo radiation.
chemotherapy. Yeah, they give him
Hmm.
twice, and they removed piece of his lung, 2 pieces, and they shot him with chemotherapy. And they said you need a lot of sun. Vitamin D rejuvenate your sun's light gives you vitamin D, and sunlight also excites your immune system. So I built that porch open for him so he can sit right underneath the sun, and I wasted $1,500 from my cash just so he doesn't fucking die. They were crying actually, and he doesn't know how to pay me that money, and I said it's okay, brother, don't worry about it. This is what we do. We're here to help each other in time of needs. Now I'm in time of my need, and now my landlord understands, and he said it's okay. Don't worry, don't be too overstressed. Just get a job. Concentrate on that.
You
Wow.
know another.
I've been filling job after job, and I got one
You
interview
know,
done, and I got 2 more.
like I said, you know another. I took that young man down there to the grocery store to go get a job, and I
He's too
talked to them.
lazy to do it, huh?
Huh?
Is he too lazy to work at the
He
job?
he uh he too cool.
Oh yeah, okay, it's not good enough for him.
He's too cool. He rather talk to the females. At the
Yeah, see,
he keeps talking to the females. And the woman, she was like, "Hey, stop talking to the girls. Get to work. Get to work. Get to work." Walking around with a toothpick in his mouth and pants sagging and everything
Oh,
like that. And you know what I'm saying? And,
no,
you know, she calling me. She's like, "Joe, like, I need a worker. I don't need no guy just mooching off and just hanging around and trying to holler at the girls and walk around with his pants sagging. Like, this is a family grocery store. Come on now. Like, don't do this to me." You know, and I said, "Fire him." She
that
said, "What?"
chick, whoever that chick is, she's got a damn fool. I would have been put him out on his ass.
But see, I'm sure if I were to get that job to a nun would be right there working. And and
oh
and,
yeah.
and
I'll make
but
that
now,
store like fabulous.
but now he was too good, and I came by there. He said, "Man, that bitch fired me." And I said, "You had the job, but you were too good. You were too good to work." And she,
Oh, you know what he
and,
did? A blessing came to his face, and he spat at it.
oh, he did. I said, "You shamed me. I didn't have to do that." I said, "All people have is their name," and I said, "That's a good friend of mine." And she would have, she put out a chance on you, and yet you rather be lazy. And I said, you need that job. You needed that job to. You could have helped your girl catch up with the rent.
Yep.
You could have
That
helped your girl. That would have been a $10 an hour job, but you could have helped her catch up on the rent.
that's why I would not feel bad about making her leave. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, well, like I said, I mean, hey, I watch her hair stays fresh. She keeps her hair done. She doggone. They got new furniture that they had moved in there from Rent a Center. And I'm like, oh, y'all got the money.
Mm,
Okay. Now I'm like, okay. And she like, you know the thing about I didn't tell him, but guess what she offered to do? She offered to lay on her back to sleep with me to get the rent paid.
Wow.
And I
I
was like,
heard that.
and you know what I did? I pulled up her pants and I closed up her shirt. I said, baby, come on. You need to go home. She's like, oh, so now you don't want no pussy? I said,
Wow.
I said no.
You would be shocked. I mean, probably BMT wouldn't be shocked, but a lot of people would be probably shocked at how many women do that. Um,
Oh yeah, I know.
I done see. Oh, look, trust and believe, and it's not hard work. Trust me, it is not hard to get pussy. Not when it comes to.
know about that until my old landlord approached me with that, and I said, "Oh no, I'll just pay you. I don't have a problem paying my rent." No,
He's like, oh, nope. That's one of the things about the landlord that, and they tell you that they say, listen, y'all do not be trying to solicit sex out of your tenants. Do not do that. And I have to, listen. I've had it where the daughters of this year, I've had so much pussy thrown at me from daughters, mothers. Grandma offered me a blowjob.
Damn.
I've done seen quite a few things this year. I've had somebody say I cannot afford to pay the security deposit, but I can offer. You can come by and hit it once a month, every first of the month. Nope, 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 nope. Pussy does not pay the bills, and I mean for some people, and I'm like, sorry. I need fucking money. I've had people from all the way up north offer to come down here, and I had to tell people, no, you can't come down here because y'all have it really bad in the area. I can't, because our state has shut down. Our state has shut down because we were having people from other states come down here. And see, that's the thing about it that people don't want to talk about. When somebody from another state comes and they have like people up north, they make more money than people down south. And they were coming down here and they were buying up a lot of shit. So what does that mean for the people down here? They couldn't get anything, or they couldn't buy anything, but they had the money like that. Let
because they
alone,
mixed business with pleasure.
so it was like they were like,
Big
oh, guess.
mistake.
And so a lot of people, that's what I'm saying. Like this stimulus, this year it's gonna be hectic, hell on high water for a lot of people. Not going to be able
That's why that kid got fired. He was mixing his business with his pleasure.
to. Oh, trust and believe.
You don't mix business
He
with
he,
pleasure.
he texted me 2 days ago because I know the guys at the garage shop, and he they know. I mean, he's right now he's trying to wash cars, but they don't really pay him like that because he's always getting high, washing cars. And I know the people at the garage shop, and I guess they told him that, yeah, we know Mr. Johnson, and he was like, hey, Mr. Johnson, you think you can put a good word for me? And I
Good
was like,
word for you. Oh, so under expense of your own reputation.
Right.
right. But see, I said, well, no, don't you got? Why don't you just go do? I'm not doing that. He's like, see, and he said, there's always somebody keeping somebody else down. And I said, I did that. I said, I'm not keeping you down. I said, but you don't want to rise above your situation. And I said, you would rather be at home, laid up, chilling. You don't help your babies with schoolwork. You don't help your kids with schoolwork. That's why they're failing. And not only that, you just get high and you just want to have sex. And you're not paying nothing. So
Because
you're sitting.
respect doesn't come by birth. It comes fucking earning. You have to earn that respect of people. And how do you earn the respect of people? Is by fucking being having your own character stand out. Louis Armstrong, I give that example. Why was he loved by everybody? I'm from fucking Iraq. How did I hear about Louis Armstrong? All the way to Iraq, from America all the way. He came from the slum of the slums in the South. And then he died rich. But he was loved by everybody when he took his journey in life. So why was he loved? He had character. He had the most awesome character in him that rose him above. People loved him because of his character. And that's why they respected him. Because of the character. And this kid is like, put me out a word. I said, no. There came a guy here when I was working in Nashville. Can you please take my, uh, my mail? I said, only one time. What do you got coming? He said, I did the, credit card and stuff like that. He registered. I said, do you have a place to live? He said, yeah, I'm moving to a new place. I said, only one time. I will take that and deliver it to you, and that's it. Because he came from Washington State, and then he was complaining about people here are very harsh in their words and stuff. I said, listen, this is Tennessee. We go with facts. And if you can't handle facts, you can take your feelings and pack them up with you and go back to Washington State.
Wow.
Because he heard a couple of white dudes calling black guys N word and black guys calling the white dudes N word. And he came to me, this is at work, huh? And I said, this is Tennessee. Nobody gives a shit. This is about facts. So if somebody calls somebody N word here, it's common here. Get used to it. Your
Really?
feelings mean nothing. Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
a
God.
workplace. People joke around the thick skinned motherfuckers.
Right.
So he doesn't know them. They probably grew up together. Why you mind your own business? Don't worry about what people say to each other. You know what I mean?
See, here you can't say any type of slurs in a workplace. That's a write up or potential fire. even if you were to say that out in the open, people are going to look at you very crazy. Um, I told the story about my son and the neighbor, and and when that neighbor called him that N word, the cop was right there. And he was just going to let away and let my son just knock this old man out that was drunk. Because he felt the cop was like, well, hey, that's on you. You said it, so whatever happens after that, I don't care. And he just turned away. And luckily, I came down and I stopped my son because I didn't want him to beat up that old man. I knew he was drunk. I just didn't want anything. I didn't want my son to go to jail. It was just a bad scenario. But
Yeah, he should have. Your
he
son should
came
have
up the
back
next
the same
day.
word to him.
He came up the next day and was like, he apologized and said I was really drunk and, my car just got broken into. And, even though that wasn't an exception for him to do that, because my son had nothing to do with it, But he still was like, whatever, forget it, we're neighbors. I'm over it.
I would, if he called me.
I'll be right back.
There was a guy here at one time. I called him. Okay. All right, BMT. There's a guy here, and I met his name is Wild Mike. Wild Mac is wild, and he's always high. He likes his shit. Not my business.
Right.
One time came, and he knew I'm from Iraq. He's like, "What up, my son nigga?" I said, "What up, my son nigga?" I replied back to him again, the same shit. He's like, "I'm white." I said, "No, you're now just like me."
See,
It took him 3 days to figure it out. Then he came back and then he stopped by. He's like, "Ha ha ha ha, now I get it." I said, "Now we're even."
if only everybody was that lighthearted or, could handle jokes or, it's just, I guess it's in the delivery and you know, um, the intent.
Yeah, he thought, am I gonna get offended? Probably he was testing me or something like that to see if I'm really adapted to American life. Because Tennessean people are funny people, I'm telling you. They might look dumb, might look like, very laid back and calm, but they're fucking, they can drill some shit in their brains, I'm telling you. So
Wow.
when he did that and I replied back the same, and he came back 3 days later, he's like, that's some funny shit. I said, he was laughing, and I said, now we're even. And then that's how I got to know more people here. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. Now
Oh,
everybody knows who I am.
where did you live before that? Before you were in
I
Tennessee?
was in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, okay. That's not
Yeah,
far
I
from
couldn't
here.
stand it because I had a. See what happened with my case when I was in Arizona. This was back in when I was telling you about that uh, immigration thing, and I was waiting for three
Yeah.
years. Family also fucked me up. What they did is they went go ahead with the Australian government, and they did what it's called last family member retrieval. So they did application without my consent, and I got contacted by the embassy of Australia from Washington. I said, "What is this about your family? They want you back here in Australia." Blah 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 blah. And I said, "Oh shit." So I went back. Okay, I might come. How long do I have to stay there if I decide not to stay? They said you only have 90 days if you get accepted to make a final decision. You either stay here forever with your family or go back and reject. I said, okay, that sounds fair.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
get.
2 months and a half or like almost 3 months is enough time to know Australian law, what's going on there. So they send me. He told me, the motherfucker from the Australian embassy. His name was Darren Lamb. I remember that fucking name. I'll never forget it. Racist motherfucker. Uh, so he told me. I said, "Okay, where do I do my interview?" He said, "Oh well, you can't do an interview in Arizona because we don't have an office there." Said, "Where do you have an office then?" He said, "Well, we have a designated one in Chicago, and you gotta be there by next month." Shit, I gotta quit my job? He said, "I'm afraid so, sir." Well,
See,
okay.
that's insane.
Yeah, so because they said after you do the interview, then we get you commission and we get you admitted. I'm sorry. And then you get you the visa, and then everything goes in within the next month after that. So I had a $30,000 tools I bought, a whole van. The van was belonged to company to Hana Development. But I had my own van. I had my own fucking place where I was living. It was a manufactured home on top of a fucking mountain in Apache Boulevard Highway in Queens Valley. Beautiful place.
And you had to give it
Next
up.
neighbor too. She used to go outside naked and take a shower outside naked every morning. And everybody whistled to her, including me. And she waved at us, and then she put her thing. Yeah, she had a fucking beautiful, what do you call it, towel that has American flag on it. Yeah, and she put it on, and she showed her butt, and beautiful. You know, she had a boyfriend. He used to come naked too, and nobody looks at him. Ah, get the fuck out of here. So I had to move to Chicago, and Sam was crying when I left. He's like, "That's not fair what they're doing." I said, "Yeah, well, shit hit the fan now on me, so I gotta go."
That makes sense to me now because I know some people, a couple people from Madison that my neighbor would drive as a translator down to Chicago that we're trying to stay. So now, yeah, that makes sense that the location would be
Yeah,
there.
but guess what was the interview? It was not an interview. It was a medical screening and checkup. And I discovered they had a associated medical building specialty in Arizona. And the
Um,
motherfucker lied to me. So he sent me back to the same doctor in Chicago 3 times, and the doctor says, "Why? What the fuck are you doing here? I already sent your papers." I said, "But he's asking me to redo." He said, "That's bullshit. I'll talk to him." He talked to him. He talked to him. They sent. Then finally, he said, "Come here. I'm not gonna charge you this time. Let's do this again." And he took it, and then they put me to sleep. They took my documents, American documents, which was my I-94 and my refugee travel document, and they did not want to give it back to me. And I said, "That's not my property, you idiots. That's not your property. That's the property of the United States. You better give it back."
I just don't understand
Yeah.
why you've been fighting since '93.
I arrived in 93. I started my application in 96 to 97.
Well, still
That was
96.
the law.
I mean, that's a hell of a long time to, if you haven't caused any problems. I'll tell you what, I've watched people. I know a chick that's
I
got,
have no problems. I have not even a fucking criminal record at all.
right. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why they won't do it. That's sickening. Uh, that blows my mind.
I think they sold my fucking files because when I was in Chicago, there was a girl with me. She was beautiful, in her 20 probably turned 20, American girl, and she was trying to get to Australia so she can finish her marine biology studies. to go there and study marine biology because Australia is well known for their university for marine biology. They got the what's called the Great Barrier Reef. That's how I learned from her. She told me the Great Barrier Reef houses the biggest population of fish in the world as a reef. It's the biggest reef in the world, and it's the second or third place in the world where tourists come in there. After the first one is what's his name? The Great River in South America, Amazon River. Get like over 50 million a year they go and visit it. And the second is, I believe, here in the United States. Uh, I think it's New York City. What do you call it? Fashion marketing and stuff like that.
So you think they sold it to her? Or what? I mean, what do you think they gave it to? What do you mean?
Well, I think the immigration sold it to some illegal motherfuckers, or probably they just either that or they really lost my files and they can't fucking admit it.
See, that's why I make copies of everything. You wouldn't think that a government office like that would lose paperwork, but it's happened to me a few different times, especially when I was working in prison reform, because I did that for about 12 years. Uh, you'd be you'd be shocked at how many files I've had, lost from inmates. Or I'm like,
No, I have my original documents. I
"Well,
have all that. I took it back and I just made a one phone call to the FBI and I told them the embassy is holding my fucking refugee travel document and my entry form I-94 with my stamp on it. They said we'll get it back to you. I think they rang them within 3 days. It came back. They shipped it. They fucking mailed it to me. That was after they got me rejected, and then I discovered their lamb was not only holding me. There was 52 Americans supposed to go to Australia and finish their studies there along with me. He was holding them, white or not white. As long as they're not Australian, he doesn't fucking like them. He was a racist. He got fired, by the way, from the
really?
embassy.
Well, that's good."
And then I said, "Fuck you! I don't wanna migrate there." And I said to my family, "Fuck you! If you wanna see me, come here." And then I met Dimitri, and I worked with him for him in the beginning, and then we start working together. And I couldn't stand Chicago, and then I found Tennessee, and then I said, "I'm going to Tennessee."
Wow.
Place here, and then I called one phone number. Yeah, sure, come on in. Boom, packed my shit and I came here. And since past like several years, I've been here.
You been in Tennessee?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And as soon as I came here, I went to that fucking Republican guy. What's his name? Alexander. And I asked him, "This is my situation with immigration, and I need to settle here, and I need really to get this done so I can start my company here." And he didn't help me. And then came another one. He was a Democrat. I forgot his name. I got the paper here. I got the copies. And he tried, and then he said, "Oh well, the immigration is saying this." I said, "Okay, well, if they're saying my fucking papers are expired for my application, for my application has been done already, processed, has gone, and the final phase of it was my fingerprints, and they took it, and there's a copy of it. They sent me a fucking note letter receipt that they received my fingerprints." And the stamp on it has no fucking expiration date. And on the letter, there is no expiration date. And the letter's telling me you have to wait until we contact you.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. That's crazy. Well, I hope you
He
get that.
didn't do anything after that. And I said, "Is this what we pay you taxes for?"
Yeah,
Say anything. Yeah.
I hope you can get that figured out. I'm gonna take myself to sleep. Thank you
I
so much.
tell I tell you what I'm gonna do. If Trump wins 2020, I'm going to him because I already contacted the White House.
Good idea. I would actually try to stay on top of it right now, if you can, um, even before the 20th. Because I know Trump he pardoned some people yesterday, so I'm sure he's still working on different things.
Yeah, they still won't do it. They motherfuckers. But if he got like 4 years more, that way they can't fucking have any chance because now they can delay it 3 more months. You know what I mean?
Oh
They
God.
might say, "Oh, we gotta process. We gotta wait." But if he's 4 more years, because I thought about it, you know. But shit, man.
Well, good luck to you, but
Thank you,
yeah,
sir. Thank you.
I'm getting
Appreciate
sleepy. So
All right, girl. Thanks for having me.
thank you for coming up.
Hmm.
And you
Uh,
got that other
Anytime.
right?
Time. I'm glad. Thank you.
You got
Send my best regards to Maurice. I send you guys in the correct email this time.
okay. Let me make sure that did he respond?
Not yet,
Let me
but no, he doesn't have to respond now. Let him read it when he's got the time, and then he can schedule himself for one-on-one meeting, whatever.
no, I
Yeah,
just want to make sure that
nonsense.
he got it. That's all. Oh yeah, he got it. Okay.
All right.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
Now you know where to contact me with. Got
Yes,
my email.
yes, yes. Alrighty.
Next will be phone numbers.
Right.
He's gonna be calling me, bitch. Where you at? All right. You have a great night and sweet dreams. And be well and stay safe, please.
Yeah, you too,
Thanks
definitely.
for having me.
Sure. Thank you.
Not at all. Good night.
Good night. Now, hopefully, I can turn this off. Oh no, StreamYard. I don't want to do that.